What up, GI? What up, World Sports Info? I know. It's been a second. It's hard for me to sit here and talk to my camera, but we gonna get this on and popping. What's up, Blue Solar Storm? What's up, 3LF Gold? I don't know what you got going on there. How you say that? But I know I just slaughtered it. Apologies. But yeah, I just came on. It's been a couple months. I apologize. Y'all know your boy. I be in the dungeon. I be studying. I be busting my head with this matriarchal information, this matriarchal symbolism, as if I don't already know it. It's still so much to learn. Blue Star, Blue Solar Storm. Let me send you a wave. You've been supporting for a little second. I appreciate you coming in live. I just opened this live up. So, I don't know if I want to wait for a couple people to come in. I had a couple things on my mind I wanted to talk about pertaining to matriarchy. Y'all know I started this social media a few years ago, and I reach out to matriarchs, or people that identify as matriarchs. And mind you, I said a few years. So, as each year go by, I got my experiences, but I be like keeping them to myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't be really trying to speak too bad on nobody and whatnot, especially black women. You know what I'm saying? But it's just getting to a time to where we just like we so vain and we so shallow, and we want all attention, and we want all praise for ourselves. I've been talking to people about the firmament, y'all. I've been talking to people about how the matriarchs left all these maps. And these conversations, throughout the past couple years, all the way to present day, they have really been like 8, 10, 12-hour conversations, where people just be like, they got questions, they be astounded, they be like so happy, they be down there like levitating and crying. And then when you see them back on social media, they don't push the message, they don't push the matriarchal narrative or the maps or the firmament. Nah, they get right in front of the camera like what you see me doing right here with a fat face, and they talk to y'all. They just want attention. And I let some years go by collectively to where I just like let this person. I didn't say nothing. I didn't want to say nothing. But it's at a time to where it's like, yo, now we got people identifying as matriarchs doing this shit. Did your mother teach you? No, my OG, she's patriarchal. My OG, she anti-matriarchal. She don't believe in nothing I do. She told me flat out, like, I don't support that. I'll never support that. Men is God. The people in Africa was white. My mom is colonized. So, I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully one day she come to the light. But far as like my videos, the things that I'll share and show, she will never, because Jesus got that psychological lock. Jesus said anybody that's talking what I'm talking is antichrist. And I am antichrist because Christ was against women. Christ killed women so he could rule. That's all through the literary. They just put it in allegories and they put it in parables and expect to dumb you down to where you don't understand. But I always been a searcher for truth since I was little. And my OG, my mom know this. So, I'm just being transparent, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being open and honest. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have nobody's secrets to hold. You know what I'm saying? I've been sharing this matriarchal information for 10 years. And when I first came into it, I told my OG, like, you my God. I'm going to pay you my tithes every Sunday. And yeah, like, you God to me. You black woman. I told my OG this in 2016. And the way she said to me was so disrespectful. I was like, damn, that's what you think of me? She said, Tracy, if them people that taught you that, if they told you to kill yourself, would you do it? I said, damn. I had to just leave her house. I ain't even had no response. But I said, all right, Mom, I got to go. Goodbye. I love you. This was 2016. I told her that the black woman is God, and so on and so forth. So, what I'm experiencing with black women is it's discouraging, but it's not going to discourage me because I'm too tenacious. I got too much ambition and too much drive. You know, I'm looking for that matriarch that's a real matriarch. I talked to a lot of matriarchs this past year alone, and everybody's a facade. Everybody's a fraud. If you talking to a woman or a person, a man, whoever, and they claim to be matriarchal, and then like all you see is them just talking, and they ain't got no receipts, and then they talking Christ consciousness, then they talking Jesus, and then they like mixing the two with matriarch. It's just like, and for me to be genuine or what I'm doing for y'all, it's like I hate to see that. I hate to see people misled. You know what I'm saying? Like, we searching for truth. We in a time of spiritual awakening right now. You got people that's really just trying to ride a wave because it sound good. You got people that's really calling themselves matriarchal, and they not. I came across a group of matriarchal people like back in October. I was so happy. I was so elated. They was like, oh, man, you got to talk to Rod Hayes. You got to talk to Rod Hayes. I was like, who the hell is Rod Hayes? It was like, you don't know who Rod Hayes is? Oh, he the guy right now. He the this, he the that. But the dude that was telling me I need to talk to Rod Hayes was like Rod Hayes' right hand. They was like that. You know what I'm saying? Have you watched the Da Vinci Code? Nah, I believe that there needs to be a balance between. So I'm like, Rod Hayes? I'm like, nah. So they try to line it up with Rod Hayes, and shit, he just spent and spent and spent. That's because these people want y'all attention. They want to be the one heard. And this ain't about me. This ain't about my message. This ain't my interpretation. This is all about the matriarch. It's not about me. I had to be convinced to put myself in these videos. I had to be convinced to put my voice over these videos. Somebody had to talk me into that because I didn't want to take the focus away from the information. But all these people is doing is just giving you the focus on them and their interpretations. They not giving you real literary, real symbolism, or a real cause, a real change, a real propaganda, nothing. No outcome, no end game. They just talking to you. I'm just like, what the hell? Like, I just contacted this lady that called herself a matriarch. Her name is Angel. And she just lied and said so much stuff about me contacting her. I just asked her if she wanted some references because she was talking about Jesus. I'm like, I know you. I ain't going to jump in your inbox. I know you, so I'm going to call you personally. Yo, you want some reference? She posted it all online and said I tried to critique what she was teaching. I'm like, wait, what? No, I didn't. I didn't try to critique what she was teaching. What are you talking about? I don't do that. I just asked if you wanted references. And she just went off. Well, I'm a matriarch for 7 years, and I know this, and I got 2 books, and I'm like, man, okay, look, lady. What's going on? What's happening? Hold on, man. Let me read some of these comments. Y'all go ahead. I believe that there's a balance between divine masculine and feminine. You're wrong. You're a good supporter. I'll switch you, but balance came from patriarchy. Matriarchs never taught balance. This is how man was able to trick himself into the psyche of the people. He had to trick the people to think that he was needed. So this is where you get phallus worship at. This is why we think it takes semen to make a baby. This is why we got yin and yang. This is why we got all these polarities and whatnot. That come from patriarchy. That's all man-made. Negative energy and positive energy. That's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's only a negative energy. It's only the force. You can't call the force electromagnetism. You can't put the electro in front of the magnetism. See what I'm saying? Because the electro represents the male and the magnetism represents the female. So you can't put the electro in front of the magnetism. It ain't no electromagnetism. It's only magnetism. You get it? So this is how man inserted itself into the psyche of the people with the alpha omega. How the hell do you put the alpha in front of the omega? That's the omega. It's only the omega. So, this is how man tricked us to, give him praise and feel like, he need reverence and all that shit. And it worked. It worked. Because, look, you still saying we need divine masculine and balance with the feminine. Nah, we just had We had egalitarian systems and societies, but they was egalitarian societies of women. The men just fell back. The men just did what the hell, like, you see how the worker bees do? You see how the ants do? That's what the men, like, whatever the queen tell them to do. And you ain't never heard of no king bee. And you ain't never heard of no king ant. And that's for a king reason. Even the king of the jungle is bullshit. The lion ain't the king of the jungle. The female is. Everybody know that by now. Because she don't want to do the dragging. She don't want to do the hunting. The dude can't hunt. He ain't nothing but a scare tactic. He ain't really nothing but a companion that'll get swapped out. But, you know, man, I ain't really come here. I had some things on my chest. You know what I'm saying? I had some things on my chest. But I ain't even really come here for all that. I was just really trying to get y'all a light intro. Let some people come in because I just came on. But, man, I need to let y'all know these people that's talking about that they matriarchs, they is not matriarchs. If people ain't talking about the actual matriarchs, you don't even have to know that the matriarchs was black women in advanced societies, and you don't even have to know all this prolific ass shit about maps and goddess temples even. Like, nobody still talk about the goddess temples. You don't even have to know all that. Just know something, know something. Hit me with something. You know what I'm saying? The most I've seen people talk about when they talk about matriarchy is Greek. That's Greek. Fucking Greek. And that's still patriarchal. That's still from the colonizer. That's still a rebrand. So y'all gonna be able to identify with the real matriarchs. If you're really trying to get real matriarchal information, you're gonna be able to identify because they're gonna actually have references and resources of matriarchs. You know why? Because it's countless matriarchs. Oh, it's countless. And you know what I'm saying? I'm at this stage to where I'm like, which way do I go? Which way? Because I got all this to show y'all. And mainly what I want to show y'all is the firmament. Oh, man, these maps to the firmament is literary. I got an archive of it, and I'm just sitting on it. I've been sitting on it since December, you know, trying to come up with the best way to present it and whatnot. But I'm finna have to just give it to y'all because I can't just sit on this, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to be able to identify what a real matriarch. You'll know a person is a real matriarch if they give you references, if they reference the matriarchs like Naphtali, Nubia, Meroe, Kerma, Cush, Anatolia. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gotta have no symbolism. They ain't even really gotta have much literary. But they gotta have something on something on something. You know what I'm saying? Something on something. Please, to all the matriarchs, to all the people that's identifying as educators, please stop sitting in front of the camera with your fat face and talking, because we, the people, want to see this right here in my background. We want to see the literary. We want to see the symbolism. You hear me, Rod Hayes? We want to see the symbol. You hear me, Billy Clark? All y'all, anybody who I have personally talked to, it's despicable at this point, because it's like, yo, I've been talking to people for like years, and you just be, man, you wouldn't even believe the responses. They be like, oh my God, this is great information. And then they be right back online trying to push a book that they know is wrong. You know how many people I done corrected about their books? And then they be right back, especially Azura. I just did some shit on Azura. You know what I'm saying? But I had met this lady, call herself a Bible scholar, and she put out this book. This was like probably 6-7 months ago. She's talking about the goddess Azura being the wife of Jesus. I'm like, no, that's wrong. That's highly wrong. I gotta critique this. I gotta say something about this lady. That's wrong. And, you know, she was receptive. She was like, well, shit, what you talking about? I'm like, man, shit. You know, I told her what it was. Like, nah, that ain't how that, nah, that's actually the opposite. He was trying to oppress her. He was warring against her. They only gave you this old wife story to justify the gender wars. So when I told her, that conversation turned like 6 hours, and I'm giving her references and resources, and she went and looked it up, got back at me, and was like, oh, man, good Lord, you was right. I did not know this. Where the fuck was this? I'm like, shit, you know, that's what I'm here for. You did know this. You just made me as a reminder. You know what this lady did? This lady got right back online posting her damn book. She's still talking about her book. I don't know what's up with the black women. I don't like, how do you hear that the advanced societies was that of black women and that they left maps to heaven on earth? The firmament is heaven. The patriarchs even call the firmament heaven. The patriarchs even call the firmament heaven. It's right in your face. It's a parable. It ain't an allegory. It's a parable. It's right in your face. How do you as a black woman hear all this prolific, profane shit that go back to you and lead out of patriarchy and lead to heaven on earth? And then you be right back online talking about nothing. You ain't talking about the matriarchs. You ain't talking about nothing. How do y'all do that? I could say that at this point because it's been like 3 years. How do y'all do that? How do y'all just play oblivious? How do y'all just be so, I knew it was a truth out there. I knew it. I just knew it. And then, you know, that turned to 6 hours. And then I've been seeing y'all back on like years. I ain't talking about one person. I ain't talking about a past experience that just happened. You probably would think that I was talking about a past experience, but I'm not talking about a past experience. I did recently just talk to somebody that turned the conversation into a post for attention. That was so lame. It was so unorthodox. And then she lied. Angel, you chicha, or however you say it. Why you lie, shorty? Why you lie, shorty? You know I didn't call you to try to critique nothing you was saying. I actually said in the beginning and the back end of the conversation, y'all, I ain't calling you to critique nothing you got going on. I just called you to give you some resources, offer you some resources, some matriarchal resources, since you a matriarch. Would you like them? And you know what you said to me, Angel? You ain't tell the people this. You said to me, why did I unfollow you? That's what your beef was about with me not following you. But you're not going to say that, though, right? I know. It's to the B, man. I just got to keep pushing. And, you know, these is people that I've been thinking as matriarchs for like so many months or years or whatnot. You're not a matriarch. You confusing women, Angel, when you tell women to not want to live in a house with their husband or their spouse, and then in the very next post complain of why men don't want marriage. You confusing women. Princella, I talk to you. Princella, come on, ma. I'm going to call you out for what you is. You an agent, ma. You a flat out agent. And when I get these warrants off me, because the patriarch want me, patriarchy looking for me. When I get these warrants off me, I'm going to expose all y'all. Princella, you an agent. I know an agent when I'm talking to one. Ain't nobody gonna say that they a matriarch but don't want to get a world to women because the first thing women gonna do is open their legs and let niggas out of prison and mess the world up and start war. Like, wait, what? I thought you was a matriarch. Y'all, I'm in desperate dire need of a real matriarch. Long story short, let's get to the slides. What are real matriarchs? All right, now this is in regard to the maps. Let me see if I can make these words go away because I can't read. I believe that there needs to be a balance. I already read that. I believe there needs to be a balance. We are returning to the mother, but the father is still needed. Okay. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. All men want to feel some type of need or something. You know, it's some L shit. Oh, shit, what's up, Urban Customs? Where you been, man? I ain't saw you in a while. What's up? What's up, mama? You gotta call me. Yeah, we're gonna get to these slides. This about who we call the 12 prophets, what we call the 12 prophets, how they hid behind the name, the Anunnaki as well, and the Hyksos, and a couple other names that you're probably familiar of. And they changed the maps to heaven on earth. They changed the matriarchal maps. Now, I can't read at the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is read what I can read, and then I'm gonna post all these slides. People often ask me, how do I retain this matriarchal literary? I look up things according to the matriarchs, like I was just defining and saying, like what people not doing. It's disturbing how everybody, 90% of people online is educators, but ain't educating shit. Ain't talking about nothing. Everybody want to teach you something, but you don't teach people without backing it up with resources and supporting facts and symbolism. Don't just talk me to death. I don't want to hear that shit. I want some confirmation. You feel me? I want some clarity as to what the hell you talking about. Everybody want to be an educator, and it's annoying because it's like, yo, you don't even know shit. I'm gonna be buck. You don't even know the matriarchs for real, and that's cool. Don't know the matriarchs for real, but don't act like you do. Don't act like you know about the matriarchs, and you don't. So, like I was saying, we gonna get off into the presentation, because anytime y'all see me talking, I got something to say or something to show. Y'all know what time it is with me. Y'all know what type of time I be on. I'm showing maps to heaven on earth, goddammit. And I'm brave enough to say that like that. I don't care who think what. It is what it is. This shit is real shit going on right now. It's a real dope time to be alive. And that's because how the book of the Bible end with Revelations. We in Revelations. What's being revealed is everything that I'm showing you. God is a woman, and the fucking firmament is heaven on earth. That's what's being revealed. And I'm finna break all that shit down in the Bible. It's so cold. It's called the restoration and unification. It's so cold. These stories is right in our face. So while y'all want Babylon to fall, Babylon was the matriarch, a magnetic matriarch. And we not in Babylon. We in patriarchy. Babylon was actually matriarchy. I heard a matriarch say she want Babylon to fall. I was like, oh man. To reconstruct the transition from primordial matriarchy order to the patriarchal structures of the Anunnaki and Hyksos influences, we must look at the Nile Valley records. The Nile Valley is the library of matriarchy. That's how I found out a lot of this information. And for those that don't know, this page is heavily suppressed, heavily monitored, and heavily shadow banned. So the numbers on this page is not right at all. That's another story. Because I see this one in the live, but shit, I'm seeing hella messages pop up. But anyway, the Nile Valley. When we researching, we want to research everything. I don't care what you're researching. You want to research it according to the Nile Valley. You feel me? The matriarchs of the Nile Valley, Tal Seti. You see how that's naming the matriarch? Kush. You see how that's highlighted? That's what we want, matriarchs. That's what we want, educators. Because I don't care what you say. I don't care about your interpretation. I tell people all the time, this shit that I'm sharing, this is not about my beliefs, fuck me. I hate the word my, me, and all that. It's not about me. So if you talking to an educator and they telling you about my beliefs, me, my, swerve. Tal Seti, Kush, and Kemet lineages. You see it. These traditions hold that the original law of the mother was not a system of rule, but a system of harmonic resonance with the earth and the cosmos. Here's a 20-page breakdown on the shift of the cosmic amnesia created by revised cosmologies and the restoration of the matriarchal lens. Now, when it's talking about the cosmic amnesia, what we all experiencing right now is spiritual amnesia, because these patriarchs, these Romans, they done took all of our matriarchal literary symbolism for us, and that really leaves you in a spiritual amnesia state. But we gonna get off it till I'm gonna break all that shit down. It's cold as hell. All right, the primordial matriarch. I can't read that primordial matriarch, so what I'm gonna do, is post and go to the next slide. What's up, Aaliyah? Long time, ma. Nice for you to join. The original cosmology of the Nile Valley. Now, we want to research everything according to the Nile Valley people. I'm going to say that again because you just came in, Aaliyah. The Nile Valley is the library of matriarchal information. The Nile Valley is how I get everything that I'm sharing with y'all. I'm not no gatekeeper. I don't care about none of this stuff other people care about, like views and all that. Like, I don't care about none of this stuff because I ain't never been on social media. I only did this for y'all. So what y'all do with it is what y'all do with it. You know what I'm saying? The original cosmology of the Nile Valley, beginning in Ta Seti. Ta Seti was the first civilization of women. It was the first civilization, period. Nobody gonna tell you about Ta Seti. They gonna start with Mesopotamia, Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Nah, hell nah. It's cultures and civilizations that predate Babylon, predate the Bible, predate Crete, predate Pompeii, predate Rome, predate. These are matriarchs that predate all this. When they say Ta Seti, when they say the Nile Valley, we talking ancient. We talking the first civilizations of women, y'all. Recognize the universe as a great womb. This was not a theory, but an observation of the biological and stellar cycles. The feminine principle represented the primordial waters of Nuna, was seen as the source of all potential. Governance was rooted in the matrilineal line because the physical body is the primary vessel for the spirit's arrival into the material realm. The matriarchal order was characterized by the concept of Mayat. You see the Ma, Mayat, the Ma, the great Ma, in its earliest form, a self-regulating balance where every individual was an extension of the great mother. And this era leadership was vested in the Queen Mother. Let me see if I can move these pictures or these comments so I can read. Nope, I can't move these so I can read. So let's go to the next slide. The incursion of the Anunnaki framework. The shift began with the introduction of the Anunnaki influence from the Mesopotamian region. These entities or governing philosophies introduced the concept of the Council of 12. We talking about the 12 patriarchal prophets. That's who the Anunnaki is. It ain't no fairy beings in the sky. It's a Mesopotamian council of men that hid behind different identities. That's it. That's all. No real sky daddy. Sorry. Nobody came from outer space and created mankind. That was a bullshit story. I hated that story. I couldn't wait to beat up the Anunnaki. It was so many people asking me to do these videos on the Anunnaki, and where I was in my sequence, I wasn't ready. I had the literary already ready, but I was in motion of showing something else, of doing something else. So I'm so glad I'm able to make it to the Anunnaki, man, because this topic need to be talked about highly, because you got people that's even matriarchal, Rod Hayes, that's talking Anunnaki. Why? You ain't got no matriarchal receipts for that. What is you doing? And why? Why didn't you retire when the people said you was retiring, my guy? There ain't no damn fairy tale stories all that. Okay. Council of 12, a rigid hierarchy that replaced the fluid, circular Council of Elders. What that's saying is women. The Council of Circular Elders was women. You see that all through their symbolism. This council sought to centralize power, moving the seat of authority from the bloodline of the mother to the word of the father. You see it. This patriarchal council redefined the nature of the divine. Instead of the universe being a self-sustaining organism, the mother, It was reframed as a construction or a estate managed by male deities. Wow. This was the first step in creating a spiritual amnesia. By removing the mother from the creation story, I can't read down there, that we go. By moving the mother from the creation story, the connection to the earth was severed, making the population easier to control through external laws. You see it. So, I don't want people to come to this page and when they see Anunnaki, they think, oh, I'm about the Anunnaki, or no, I'm anti-Anunnaki. I'm not teaching nothing about no Anunnaki. Hell nah. I'm exposing the Anunnaki and how they was the 12 prophets. The Hyksos and the identity shift. The Hyksos was the 12 prophets. These Mesopotamian council of men, they didn't want the traces led back to them of who they actually was, these 12 prophets, because they was killing the hell out of women, y'all. They was trying to take the earth from women. They was trying to redefine their maps to the firmament. And it's amazing I'm able to go live and say this. Don't take lightly what I'm saying. We in this time of awakening. We in this time of spiritual ascension. I'm really showing y'all what it is, what it means to ascend. You feel me? Magnetism, free energy societies of black women. I don't know why historians and educators not talking about the societies of black women that conducted free energy, but shit, no more. I'm sick of it. I've been trying to be cool, been trying to be respectful. Man, I'm disgusted. I'm sorry. I'm so disgusted. People be like, oh, yeah, we got to do this. We got to do that. We got to put this out there. And then they be right back, posting videos of a cat chasing a ball. The Hyksos and the identity shift. The Hyksos, often described as foreign rulers or shepherd kings, represented a further entrenchment of this patriarchal shift. They brought with them technologies of war and a worldview centered on conquest. To maintain their grip on the Nile Valley, they did not just rule by force, they adopted the titles of the original inhabitants, hiding their identities under the mask of their traditional pharaohs. Adopting the titles of the original inhabitants was them mixing they cosmology or they forest cosmology with the woman. They try to use the woman's name. Like, for instance, how I just referenced Jesus and Azra. A lot of people would debate you that Azra was the wife of Jesus. And that's just bullshit. We never even heard that shit growing up. That's just bullshit. It's like, where the hell that story even come from? That's just bullshit. Azra was not the wife of no damn Jesus. She was occupying the land of Canaan way before Jesus, way before Abraham, way before they even came along. She was occupying the land. And them prophets them not even prophets. They call themselves a prophet because they was trying to make the people pay to live. So when they say prophet, they really mean profit. They was trying to profit off the people. There's no such thing as a messenger from a sky daddy, because there ain't no such thing as a sky daddy. I'd rather have a mother anyway. I don't want no damn sky daddy. I'd rather have a sky mother. The hell. This identity theft allowed for the subversion of original texts. The Hyksos and their descendants began to rewrite the Kushite and Egyptian scripts, slowly changing the gender of primordial forces. They replaced the nurturing rhythmatic governance of the matriarch with the commander archetype. Like command you to worship, command you to love Yahweh. Like, what? The hell out of here. They replaced the nurturing rhythmic governance of the matriarch with the commander archetype. The goal was to establish a lineage that justified the rule of the few over the many. All right, next slide. The forgery of creation stories. Send ways to everybody that's in. I'm trying. Okay, cool. Be trying to make all these comments kind of go to the bottom of the screen so I can read. So, I apologize, y'all. I'm trying to get through this. The force real creation stories to ensure long-term domination or to ensure long-term dominion. The new patriarchal priesthood forged revised cosmologies. They took the original records of Kerma and Moreau and edited them. Come on, man. It's the matriarchs, man. How you gonna edit the matriarchs? You edited them. See, what these men was trying to do was hide the black women that was conducting these advanced societies with magnetics and magnetism. They was trying to hide the history of these women, and they was trying to demagnetize the earth because they realized, like, shit, we can't rule over the people if the people got free energy. You know what I'm saying? The people got free power. What they need us for? But if we take their free power, then we could charge them for it. You get it? Like what's going on now? We take the free power. All we got to do is just knock all these Azura poles down, knock all these free energy poles down, and shit, they got to come through us. That's what they did. They took the original records of Kerma and Moreau, and they edited them. In the original matriarchal text, the son was the eye of the mother. In the revised versions, the son became the throne of a singular male king who stood above all others. This reauthoring created a frequency barrier in the human mind. By telling the people that they were created by an external male force rather than birthed by the cosmic mother, the priesthood induced a state of spiritual amnesia. People forgot their intrinsic divinity and began to see themselves as subjects or servants. That's what's going on now. This psychological shift was the foundation for all subsequent systems of control. So this is what these patriarchal men put down. All right, let's go to the next slide. The 12 prophets and the seal of control. The 12 prophets mentioned in later Mesopotamian and Levitan traditions were essentially the enforcers of this new patriarchal cosmology. Come on, man. What is we doing? Why is we going to church still? So you mean to tell me that the 12 prophets, or these dudes that call themselves prophets, it was women before them, black women before them, that had a system going on where everybody didn't have to work. They ain't had no banking system. They ain't had no famine. They ain't had no disease. And men came along and changed that just so men could rule. I'm not cool with that. That don't really sit well with me. The 12 prophets, okay, mentioned in later Mesopotamian and Levantine traditions, were essentially the enforcers of this new patriarchal cosmology. They were tasked with spreading the word that emphasized obedience and a hierarchical path to the divine. This replaced the Nubian system of direct internal realization, where the spirit was already integrated with the mother. These prophets worked to standardize the spiritual amnesia. Y'all hear that? These prophets worked to standardize the spiritual amnesia. So when we saying scripture, when we saying biblical verses and whatnot, when people be like, oh, them is curses, words is curses, like, shit, yeah, it's causing a spiritual amnesia. Because we don't remember the mother. We only think that it was a father. They categorized the natural world into sacred and profane, a distinction that did not exist in the matriarchal period. By labeling the earth, the mother, as a place of trial or a fallen realm, they successfully directed the people's energy toward an external sky-based father figure, further detaching them from their terrestrial roots. I'm gonna let that sit on y'all for a second. From their terrestrial roots. Symbolism from the vessel of the obelisk. The visual landscape of the Nile Valley changed as a result. In the matriarchal era of Kush and Tarseti, the primary symbols were the vessel, the cow Hathor, and the spiral. These represented the womb, the nourishment of the earth, and the infinite growth of life. They were symbols of inclusion and circularity. Under the patriarchal shift, the obelisk and the scepter became dominant. These are phallic symbols of standing over and pointing toward a distant goal. The architecture shifted from communal underground chambers that mimicked the womb to towering monuments that showcased the power of the individual male ruler. This was a visual declaration of the new order of dominion. Damn, that's deep. There are cycles. We are returning to the mother, but the father. Didn't you say that already? Why would that power? Okay, let's get it. The resilient bloodline. The resilience of the matrilineal bloodline. Despite these efforts, the original Kushite and Egyptian matrilineal systems was remarkably resilient. Even when a male pharaoh sat at the throne, his legitimacy was often entirely dependent on his marriage to the god's wife, or Amun, a title held by the royal women who maintained the true spiritual frequency of the matriarch. In Meroe, the Kadakis continued to lead armies and govern with full authority. Long after the rest of the world has succumbed to patriarchal rule, they preserved the ancient scrolls and the knowledge of the original mother, acting as repository for the truth of human origins. They knew that the amnesia was only a veil that could be lifted through the restoration of the feminine principle. That's deep. So that's what we are on this page doing. We lifting the veil. So forgery, sound, restoring the spiritual memory. The path of breaking the amnesia lies in the return of the Kemetic Kushite understanding of the cosmos as a living feminine organism. By recognizing that we are not made but born of the universe, the hierarchy of the Anunnaki councils dissolves. The dominion of the patriarchy is revealed as a temporary distortion of a much older, more stable harmonic. What is the purpose of man? Well, the purpose of man is to make women feel bliss. When women feel bliss, that emotion alone can cause them to procreate. That emotion alone is equivalent to magnetism. We are supposed to make women feel blissful. We don't have to make women feel protected. We're not protectors, none of that. All that's bullshit. Because when women went to war against men, one woman was knocking off 20 men's head. I'll show the symbolism. I got way more symbolism to show, especially in the Indian culture. Oh my God. The continent of India and Africa experienced the most extreme gender wars. And you could see in the literary that when men was warring against these women, these men never won. They never won. They just really hid the story and but they didn't. So where the hell women need men to protect them at? Women never made men to protect them. They made men as somebody to have experience with, somebody to praise them, somebody to worship them. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did. That's what they said. These not my interpretations. It's not my beliefs. You know what I'm saying? You could remember being a kid and having your favorite toy. You know what I'm saying? You always wanted to play with that favorite toy. Like that was your toy. You know what I'm saying? Women made them their favorite toy. Like we could walk, we could talk, we can all that. But we was never, ever, 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 ever supposed to rule. Ever. Never. We was never, you know why we was never supposed to rule? Because our Y chromosome naturally make us imbalanced. We don't have nurturing skills. We don't have the emotion skills. And that naturally make us imbalanced. We don't have the same agility as a woman when it comes to mental intelligence, emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence. We don't have that same agility that the women got. And that's just you both, father, child, light, dark, sun, moon, mother, father, child. I don't know what you getting at. Light and dark, sun and moon, mother, father, child. Nah, that's patriarchy. You still talking patriarchy because the mother never needed the father to have a child. The mother could have a child on her own, called human parthenogenesis, and the patriarch gave you that parable when they told you the virgin birth stories. You feel me? When they told you that Mary had a baby without busting it open, that's human parthenogenesis. That's an asexual creation. That means that woman had that baby without no male. The fish can do this. The bees can do this. The birds can do this. The owls, the cows, all the animals, especially that we see the women intertwine a symbolism with, can all procreate on their own with no male. You ain't got to believe me. You got to take my word for it. Just go read up and study up on human parthenogenesis. That's very rare in human form because we in a demagnetized state. This house that I'm in, it's inert. It's blocking the magnetism. So that woman's cells, that woman eggs can't oscillate no more. So are you worthless? I just said that. See, that's the problem with men. Y'all don't know how to be humble. Y'all don't know how to feel appreciated just because you was created and you can go put your toes in the sand. You can go swim. You can go climb a mountain. You can experience life, taste air. You feel me? You was given air. How is that worthless? Go live. How is that? What you gotta do to deem worth, to feel worthy? What do you have to? You got a rule? What do you got to do to feel worthy? I just said that you was made to make that woman feel bliss. So how do you take that and turn that to worthless? How would you feel worthless behind that? That's the problem. We done lost our humility. We done lost our humbleness. We done lost our grace. When we used to see women, man, we used to give ties and gifts and all type. We used to throw gifts at the women. They was called the Sibyls, all the way to the Sibyls rule. This is where ties came from. This is where paying ties came from in church. Men stole that because they saw people doing that for women. Wherever the women would go, wherever these ruling women would go, people would just bring gatherings and gifts for them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how, you know what I'm saying, I can say that our purpose as men is to make women feel bliss. And then you say, so are you worthless? I don't get that at all. I don't get that. Cause like what would make me feel worthy? Motherfucker gave me life. Ain't that worthy enough? Could have aborted me. Could have lost me as a child. Like, took care of me. Put a nipple in my mouth. Sucked the snot out my nose. Wiped my ass. No, I don't feel worthless. I feel protected. I feel guarded. I feel regarded. You know what I'm saying? And for that, my OG, my mother will always be my God. Carry me in the belly. Make sure I was straight. You ain't eat no hot sauce while I was in there. I came out with 10 toes, 10 fingers, a tongue. You hear me? What? Nigga, I owe you for life. What did you saying? I owe you for life. You carried me for 9 months, G. How do I feel worthless? You could have aborted me. You could have gave me up for adoption. You took care of me. You fed me. You gave me clothes. I needed that body heat. You gave it to me. You know how many babies cry because they just need somebody next to them? You know how annoying that can be? You know, I got a niece that's a year old. Lay down with her or sit down with her and get your ass up and see what she do. See what she do. She need that nurturing. She need that nurturing. She need that attention. So nah, I don't feel worthless because I got that from the OG. And even though me and my OG at odds, I still talk like this about her. I still say grand salute. You still my God. We don't talk because you think I'm anti-Christ, which I am. But you'll see one day that you God, black woman. So that just kind of blew me that you would say that because you've been a follower and a supporter for a minute. So men, y'all ego need to be crushed. And that's what I'm here for. I came to shit on y'all. I came to crush y'all ego. That's why I'm Aries. I came to shit on y'all. I didn't come to big y'all up. I didn't come to create no divine masculines. It was never no such thing as a divine masculine. So what the hell I look like trying to create divine masculines? Let's just keep it a buck. If women in matriarchy didn't have that going on, where y'all get that shit from? So men, y'all really been having a problem with women taking lead and taking charge, and that's despicable. That's deplorable. Cause look what Trump doing. Look what men doing. They fucking the earth. They warring. When you see a woman do a drive-by, holler at me, G. When you see a woman with these meat plants, when you see a woman slaughtering the animals and putting the chemtrails in the air, holler at me then, G. Real spill. Like, what is y'all like? I don't care if you a follower. I don't care if you a supporter. I don't care about none of that. If you on some ignorant time, I'm on some ignorant time with you. Real shit. Patriarchy is a deprogramming that turn you against your own best interests. Yeah, you said that men are not. No, I didn't. I said men are supposed to make women feel bliss. How you get not needed out of that? Cause you can't rule. Cause you can't rule. Cause you can't be in a place of position to rule. I said men are here to praise women, to glorify women, to deify women, to make them feel bliss. And in return, that bliss sensation causes women to create reality, manifest a dope reality. Women are the manifestors of reality. So however that woman is vibrating, however that woman is feeling, however you making your woman feel is the reality she gonna create for you, G. So if you a miserable ass man and you got a woman and you creating a miserable space, that's what the hell she gonna create for y'all. But if you a man and you positive and you creating bliss, you oscillating bliss, then that's what she gonna create. She gonna create a blissful environment. It's just that simple. It's just that easy. I don't know how you get that men is not needed out of that. But if you want to get down to it, the earth was occupied solely by women. So no, men is not needed, really. You want to get technical. You want to get technical. The Y chromosome is a broke off X chromosome. So guess what that make you and me? A degenerate woman. You ain't got to believe that. You can hit the unfollow button right now. You think I give a half of a fuck? I don't care. I know this to be fact. I don't put the studies in. I don't care. That don't move me. The Y chromosome is a genetic defect. A defect. So, since you want to say that men are not needed, why would a motherfucking defect be needed? If women don't need men to procreate, then no, I guess you're not needed. To hell with you. I don't care. Because I know I'm chosen. I know the matriarch got me, so I don't care about none of that. I'm just here to get the facts, the truth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men gonna be in their ego about that because they don't find no position for themselves. But nigga, what's wrong with you falling back? What's wrong with you going to the beach? What's wrong with you relaxing? What's wrong with you just being a worker bee for that woman? What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. And when you deem worthy, she'll make you a king then. But only she can make you that king, my G. So no, you don't have to be deemed worthy. You can build up your status quo. You do everything that you're supposed to do, like how they was doing in Kemet, Kush. Taseti was the first land given to man from the woman. So that land was given to him for a reason, because shit, he was deemed worthy. Because he was deemed worthy, king. Damn. He got a whole land. He ain't charged people taxes. He ain't charged people rent. Taseti. But see, you're not going to hear the name Taseti. You hear the name Kemet, maybe, Kush, Nubia, but you're not going to hear Nakwata, Napata. We had Nakwata 1, 2, and 3. These was magnetic advanced civilizations of black women. I'm blowing the lid off that. I'm showing it. Since the conscious community ain't going to show you, since the people that call themselves matriarchy ain't going to show you, I'm going to show you. All these advanced civilizations that we often hear of, it's a period behind advanced civilization because they lead back to black women. So, just to be identified with that is empowering. That makes me feel powerful as a black man, just to be attached and affiliated with black women who was given free energy for all. Like, that's my mother, that's my kinfolk. That make me affiliated with that. I don't know what else you need, what recognition you need, Blue Storm, but you bugging. To reconnect with the original frequency, though, one must look past the revised 12 prophet narratives and return to the matriarchal symbolism of the now. It is there in the carvings of the great mother of Nubia that the blueprint for a balanced existence remains. The history is not lost. It is simply waiting to be remembered by those who look through. Let me move these comments. Can I move the comments? They just let me move them. Let me see if I can move. Okay. The history is not lost. It is simply waiting to be remembered by those who look through the eyes of the mother. Balance, my friend. That's all I'm saying. Balance is the woman. That's all I'm saying. When you see the woman with her arms spread, go look up a goddess. You know what you see the man like? You see him like this. You see him. You go to the courthouse, the scales of justice. You gonna see the man with one arm up and one arm down, but you're going to always see the woman. You're going to always see the woman with her arms spread for even balance. You hear me? You hear me? Her arms spread is even balance for all. The Garden of Eden is the garden of even balance for all. You don't know of no man that's trying to give you no damn even balance. Electromagnetic. What about electromagnetic balance? It's no such thing as electromagnetic. It's no such thing. Electricity comes from magnetism. So shouldn't it be called magnoelectric or something like that? When you say electric, you putting the man in front of the woman because men represent electricity and women represent magnetism. I already said that. So why are you being repetitive? To this next slide, my battery finna die on you. You tripping, bud. Buddy boy is tripping. Where is we at? Restoring the spiritual memory. This is the next slide. No. Only negative. There's no positive and there's no. It's only negative. It's only the force. See, this the thing. Magnetism power everything, but don't nothing power magnetism. I'm going to let you think about that. Magnetism power everything, but don't nothing power magnetism. You know what magnetism is, buddy boy? Magnetism is female consciousness. You ain't going to get that nowhere else. Ain't nobody going to tell you that. So female consciousness powers the world. That's how man inserted his way into the psyche and the cosmology. He made you think that electricity was a thing. Electricity, the Elohim, the electric spirit, the electricity, the spark. The egg needs the spark, the electric spark. No, it don't. The woman already got semen in her. That's why she's a womb man. She's both. She got estrogen and semen. That's what her double X chromosome represent. I do this for real. I ain't just jump online to be one of these half-ass people that want some attention and educate. I do this for real, as you can tell. And everything that I'm speaking is none of my beliefs or opinions. So, are you using your phone? So, how are you using your phone? I guess we finna get condescending now, huh? No, magnetism. Magnetism. I'm powering my phone off magnetism. Did you not hear me say magnetism power the world? Where do you think the electricity come from? Now text that. Where electricity come from? Text that. Magnetism. So, again, that's what patriarchy put in your mind to make you worship man, to make you acceptive to worship man. Electricity. No. Magnetism. There's no such thing as a yin and a yang, a positive and a negative. It's only magnetism. Can you tell me what power magnetism? Don't get quiet on me now. There's still yeah, it's a big difference. That's what I'm telling you. One powers and one don't. That's what I'm telling you. Electricity is nothing compared to magnetism. Electricity is birth from magnetism. You hear what I'm saying? I don't know if you listening to respond, or I don't know if you listening to understand. Electricity come from magnetism. Your mom made a son. I'm saying you need both. You could say whatever you want to say, but you can't back it up with no matriarchal receipts. That part. The matriarchs didn't say that. That part. The patriarchs told you that. So being that women has been demagnetized, being that women in these environments that they in, the fluoride water, the chemtrails, this bullshit ass reality we in, this house is non-magnetic. Yeah, now they somewhat need a man to make, but if they go back in their natural environment, they get on that plant-based diet, that's what men are scared of. They could procreate on their own. You ain't the birds, the bees, the fish. Ain't no bird or no bee or no fish made more exclusive or more divine than a woman, G. So if the birds and the fish and all them animals can do it, the owls and shit, then a woman can too. What's up, brother? I'm talking to the people, man. The earth is magnetic. That's what I'm telling you, buddy boy. The sun is magnetic too. The sun is not electric. The sun is magnetic, my boy. The sun is magnetic, my boy. That's what patriarchy told you. The sun is feminine energy. The sun is feminine energy. The sun was deemed feminine all the way until the 1700s. They only switched the sun to be a male figure or to be male energy like in the 1800s. Even in the 1700s, the sun was always deemed as a feminine source, a feminine energy. Magnetism is a feminine energy. So, again, that's what patriarchy told you. You can't come at me with no patriarchal references, man. You gotta have something that's not patriarchy. You gotta have some matriarchal receipts. We have both. I'm female. Are you female? Can you see the lioness? I see now. But see, the thing is, y'all women too, y'all having a problem with decentering men. Y'all having a problem with men not being that role that y'all thought that they was. Y'all want to put men on that pedestal. And that's cool, but what you failing to realize is you got to build that man up. Ra was a female. Everything that you saying is backwards. I thought you followed the page. Ra was a female. Ra was Ma. Ma was turned into Ra. Yes. There. Thank you, Ninja Boy. Thank you, Ninja Boy. Ma was originally... People, I thought you was a follower. See, that's what I'm saying. Father of Sekhmet. What? Oh, man. I'ma just... I'm here for you. So, I'ma just pipe down. Because I'm only here for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm only here for you. And you need me, obviously, because I thought you looked at the content. You got to look at the page. I recognize the name Blue Solar Storm. But, yeah, you don't be viewing, I don't be looking at who be liking and whatnot. You don't be looking at the work. I am trying to, I see, Ma, I'm here with you. I got you. You done told me you a woman, so I done pipe down time 5. Thank you for telling me that, because if you was a man, I was finna pipe up. I ain't got no mental capacity for the men today. Not this week, at least. I just don't, because men been having a serious problem with women taking the lead role, and it's like, why? Like, your ego is that ugly? Like, what's wrong with the woman taking the lead? Who cares who lead or not? Long as everything is straight. Long as you living for free. Who care? That's so egotistical and even misogynist. I can't be ruled over by a man, a woman, or a woman. I can't be ruled over by a woman. A woman can't know more than me. I have to know more than my... Like, what? Huh? So, nah, man. The Eye of Ra was originally the Eye of Ma. And Patriarchs' only mission was to change the maps to the firmament. The firmament was always deemed as matriarchal refuge. Any definition that you got of the firmament is a patriarchal, vague, bleak definition. The matriarchs, they left an entire language called the Meroic language. It's a Nubian language that's undeciphered. I deciphered it. That's how I found out about the firmament. I've been on this page for a couple years. I ain't been talking about the firmament. I had to decode the Meroic language, the Meroic script, which is very, very easy, by the way. Everybody talk about how it's this sophisticated, hard language to crack. It's the first language left by black women, and they left this language in a codified text so the people of the earth would know that the firmament is matriarchal refuge. But it take you to come into a spiritual enlightenment for all that. Because if you just wondering aimlessly, you plan to patriarchy, then you're not going to find out. But if you pious, if you're on your spiritual journey, then yeah, if you want a way out, the women left a way for us out. So that's what this is all about. It's about the patriarchs changing the maps to our refuge, our liberation. And, you know, we in this time of spiritual awakening. We in this time of revelations right now. So that's what's being revealed. The great mother, the woman, and the restoration and unification story in the Bible is the last story in the Bible, the very last parable. It's the very last story. And it's literally, I'm finna break that down for y'all, how it's literally telling us that this restoration and unification is when we realize that heaven and earth has been one all along. No separation. That's the restoration and the unification. The unification is the unification of heaven and earth, and the restoration is the restoration of the Great Mother. The last book in the Bible is Babylon, or Revelations. How they in Revelations and they in Babylon, they just warn against the woman, warn against the woman, warn. The whole entire book of Revelations is about warring against women, and it's right in our face. So in that final chapter, we got the last story is the restoration to where the woman will be restored. It's right in our face. The pastors and the priests ain't gonna talk about it because they're making a profit off of us. In the beginning of the cosmic order, Mayat was held by the mother according to ancient wisdom of Tarseti and the Nile Valley. Now again, when we researching, y'all, we gotta research according to the Great Mother or according to Tarseti, Kush, Nile Valley. We gotta research according to the matriarchs, y'all. If you on your phone or your computer and you trying to research, you gonna get a patriarchal definition. I know this personally. I've been advocating this. I've been telling people this is how we break the veil of perception. This is how we break the veil of half-ass truths. Of like when you looking up something on your phone or your computer, you want the truth. You looking it up for the truth. You don't want no shit that's gonna pop up talking about this a myth or this a mystery or this ain't been figured out or we don't know. Like what? Nah. When you ask through the lens according to the matriarchs, you gonna get that answer time 1,000. Cause I've been a matriarchal educator, scholar, whatever you want to call it. I've been on my spiritual journey since 2016. And I just recently started looking up according to the Nile Valley, Taseti, back in December when I decoded this Meroitic language. And when I started looking up according to Taseti and Nubia and Kush, looking up like whatever I looked up, if I looked up the timeline, it was 1,000 years added to the timeline according to Taseti, Nubia, Kush, Kerm, naming all these matriarchs. It's literally telling me what I thought I knew, time 1,000. I'm like, wow, like I thought I knew something. I thought I knew. Whatever you research it according to Taseti. See what happened. See what happened. Research it according to the Nile Valley. I don't care if you're looking up something in present date. That's what made the Meroitic language so sophisticated. It was a language that was ahead of its time, before its time, present time. It was a language for all languages, for all future generations to come. It's that beautiful of a script. So that's why I got a problem with you matriarchal educators, because y'all ain't talking about the cuneiform text. Y'all ain't talking about the hieroglyphs. Y'all ain't talking about the goddess temples. So what the fuck is y'all talking about? It's so annoying at this point. Like, all I follow is matriarchal people. And, man, these people they misleading. They ain't on nothing. So, that's one thing. But to actually, like, talk to these people, and then they be like, oh, okay, yeah, you right, this, that, third. And then, shit, you see them right back. Psh. Like, man, look, man, I'm trying to make it out of patriarchy. If I could do this by myself, I would. But this is a collective effort. So I kind of need y'all. Like, what's up with the what's up? Like, I'm trying to gather the crowd. And y'all just really trying to be seen and heard. Y'all just want some attention. Y'all just want some attention. Look at me. And it's so deplorable. It's so vain and shallow. Because the people right now really want truth. So when y'all sitting on y'all phone and y'all just showing y'all fat face, Rod Hayes, I'm going to keep saying your name because, my dude, the people led you to me. The people asked you for me. The people asked you to put me on. They asked you to put me in the car. And you just want to be seen and heard. So I'm going to call it for what it is. People don't want the truth. They just want some views and some likes, some attention. They don't want people to know the truth. There's a lot of gate guarding going on, even within the matriarchal community. This foundational era, often termed matriarchate, was not merely a social structure, but a spiritual alignment with a feminine principle, life, nurture, and the infinite cycle of the stars reign supreme. The shift from the harmonic existence to a patriarchal dominion marked a profound rupture in the human history. This transition, orchestrated by external influence, often identified revisionists. Hold on, I gotta move. This transition, orchestrated by external influences, often identified in revisionist accounts as the Anunnaki Council and their earthly proxies, the Hyksos, or Shepherd's King, involved by the systematic rewriting of creation narratives. And this is how you systematically rewrite the creation narratives. You tell the people that they need semen. You tell the people that they need a man. The women occupy Earth for 4 million years without man. You know how we know that women occupy Earth for 4 billion years without man? I'm gonna fuck y'all up with this one. We got something what you call carbon date. This that's in my skin, this is not no damn melanin. This is carbon. When you carbon date, you got date on the back of that for a reason. So you can carbon date the rocks, the statuettes, the goddess figurines, what the Bible call idols, and all this shit that I'm showing. When you carbon date, it go back millions and billions of years. Not only that, but when you carbon date the remnants left by women, what's highly unique and highly strange is you find no findings of no man. Go back and look at the civilizations of Knock with a 1, Knock with a 2. Like, it's so hard to find a remnant of a man. Women left so many remnants in the earth, and that's what I'm showing on my page. They wanted you to know who God is. They wanted you to know who the creator, who the first person to walk the earth is. Women wanted us to know this. We don't see no finest of no man no damn where. We didn't start seeing that till recently. Why you think we in the year 2000 something, but the earth is billions of years old? I'm going to let that sit on you. We only in the year 2000 something because men been ruling for really they added 1,000 years to that timeline. They trying to make it seem like they've been ruling for 2,000. But men only been ruling for about 900,000 years. I'm going to show that too. I'm going to expose that too. I asked according to the Nile Valley and the Kushite records. And yeah, that's what they told me. So, yeah. So, how do you tell the people when they go to school as kids even that the earth is millions and millions and millions and millions of years old? This rock is millions and millions. This mud, this clay, all this is millions of years old when you carbonate it. But the calendar is in the year 2000. And we just was cool with that. The earth is millions of years old. But we in the year 2000. Nah, partner. Nah, it's just 2,000 years of men ruling. So, this is how we know that women ruled the earth so many years and walked the earth so many years without any findings of no man. And I can't make this shit up. I ain't asked for it to be this way. I'm just want the truth. Shit. I got a lot of, I can't read all these comments, people. I was trying to read this. Okay. What's up to you, ma? Ain't heard from you in a while. I started digging into Kush and the women queens. Is that right? Well, I'm happy for you, ma. Whatever type of assistance that you need, let me know. I've been talking to you for a while. You a matriarch that I've been talking to for a while as well. And I've been expecting a lot more from y'all. Y'all don't, this not about, like, when I say y'all, this what I mean. Like, I think, like, this social media thing is like, it done got out of context to where things is like a competition thing. Or if I share your page, people not gonna come to my page. Like, look, man, I ain't never had a damn Black Planet, a MySpace. I never had nothing. I don't care about social media. I just care about the message. So when you suppress the message, when y'all don't push this message, y'all really suppressing the matriarch. Y'all really suppressing the awakening. So I don't get how I talk to certain matriarchs and y'all don't share this information. Y'all just be right back to sharing y'all narrative. And that'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. Share your narrative. But what happened with the matriarchs? None of y'all share the matriarchal information. And I'm calling y'all. I got something to say at this point. I'm bothered at this point. I reach out to so many black women only just to see y'all turn around and just promote y'all narrative. It's not about y'all narrative. And this is not my narrative. This is not me. This is not my words, my beliefs. I don't get nothing for like, this is the matriarchs. I give accreditation and everything I give is to the matriarchs. When people ask me where I get this from, I tell them. When I don't gate guard, when people try to give me praise and acknowledgement for the knowledge that I have attained these last 10 years seeking this matriarchal information, I don't take that shit. I'll be like, nah, I don't want that. Because these ain't my interpretations. This is the matriarchs. I'm just giving you the matriarchs. So when I talk to the matriarchs, I really be anticipating and I be like, damn, what's up with spreading the message? Because you ain't getting it nowhere else. So I don't get why the page ain't shared or put. Man, I be having so many strangers share the page. I be having so many non-matriarchal people share the page, especially white women. Man, I'll be looking at the black women that I talk to, and I'll be like, what's up with y'all? Because y'all just be putting the camera in y'all face like y'all just want attention. Y'all just want attention. It's like, what the fuck is going on? When I got all these white people sharing the page, and I got all these, but it's not about the page. It's about the information. And I think that's what, a lot of people been like drawing a line at, like it's not no competition. It's not none of that. If you come across this page and I have talked to you for 8 to 10 hours on the phone, I don't see how you don't share the page every day. Because you was over the phone levitating and happy and astounded, and then you didn't even say nothing about the page. And again, it's not about the page. It's about the information. It's about the information. But I got to say page because you got to come to the page to get the information. Nobody else is giving it to you, Rod Hayes. Nobody else is giving it to you, 19 Keys. Phil Valentine, all y'all educators, I am so bothered by y'all. I am looking, because I done talked to y'all. It'd be a difference if y'all didn't know, but I done actually talked to y'all. So hell yeah, I'm looking at y'all like, what the hell is going on? What, I'm supposed to be quiet? I've been quiet for 3 years. No more quiet. The universe was not a conquered territory, but a birth organism spiraling out from the womb of the sky goddess Nut. The foundational era, often termed the Matriarchal, was not merely a social structure, but a spiritual alignment with the feminine principle, life nurturer, and the infinite cycles of the stars reign supreme. The shift from this harmonic existence to a patriarchal dominion marked a profound rupture in the human story. This transition, orchestrated by external influences, often identified resistance count. Okay, we read all this slide. Okay, we finna move on. Because I think that I read all this, but then I got to reading these comments. And here go more comments. Let me read the rest of these before I move on to the next slide. Where is this info from? This info, oh my God, that's you asking? For real? You tripping. You tripping. I'm finna tell you right now, you tripping. So, I just gave you a spiel on where I get the info from, how I get the info, how I look it up according to the Nile Valley, Tasseti Kush. I just told you that. And then even when you're reading the information, mama, you really seeing according to, you see it yourself. That's where I'm getting it from, huh? You see this? So, that's why I like talking with receipts, because people will want to discredit what you're saying just so they can stay, believing what they want to believe. But, nah, I take the legs from under people when I say according to. What you gonna take? You gonna say they wrong? You can tell me I'm wrong. You can't say they wrong. You see that? Let me calm down, man. According to the ancient wisdom of Tasseti, Kush, and the Nile Valley. That's where I'm getting it from, huh? I just told you that. You tripping. But I think that you got some kickback. I don't think you want to believe the information because it's like it shake people's foundation. It's like, damn. It's kind of scary even in a sense. I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, everything I believed in my whole life, like, I can't believe I just dedicated my whole life. Hell nah. And he ain't just finna come just say some shit like, hell. Like, I get these conversations. Well, I have got these conversations a lot to where your foundation wouldn't be what it is. You wouldn't even be real if it wasn't no type of fight. It wasn't no type of kickback. Yeah, it's supposed to be like, oh, hell no, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be that, you know what I'm saying? But I thought you've been a supporter for a little minute. I ain't gonna hold you. I hope they come back into their power. Yeah, they is. That's what this page about, homie. They is. I've seen someone post a picture of the Egyptians fighting the Anunnaki in the Boston Library. Seems like that was the takeover. We got a chat, fam. We always chat. I think it's cycles. Cycles of what? Patriarchy and matriarchy? Well, you stay in that cycle. I'm going to the firmament. I'm showing ascension to the firmament. It's as above, so below. Civilizations down here, civilizations above. Women left symbolism that this very ground we walk on extend to the sky, and that these cities in the sky is called celestial cities. It sounds foreign to us. It sounds deranged to us because we've been given patriarchal lenses. You hear me? But as above, so below mean that men rule below and women rule above. So, when you looking at the stars, you got to understand that your perception of the stars and even the galaxy has been given to you from patriarchal men. You have to unlearn that, and then you have to go learn what the women taught. The women taught that the stars is inhabitants. The women, you see this, according to Taseti, Kush, Now Valley, these women said and left great vast symbolism that the star Sirius and the star Orion is our home. We supposed to ascend to the stars. I know that sound crazy. I know that sound beyond crazy. But again, everything that we have been taught about the stars, the solar, that everything has been from patriarchal men. To have patriarchal lenses and patriarchal definitions of things, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying to you and other people is, don't believe me. Just be able to weigh the variables, be able to hear both sides of the story, and then you can conclude. But when you just hear one side of the story of what the stars is and what the galaxy and the Milky Way is, when you hear the patriarchs tell you, especially the firmament, you just getting one side of the story. Go see what the matriarch said about the firmament. The matriarch said if you want out of patriarchy, the firmament is matriarchal refuge. So, you know, that's some ill shit because we don't hear nothing about the firmament. If we hear the firmament, it's a period behind that. If we hear advanced civilizations, it's a period behind that. If I asked anybody in this chat who was an advanced civilization, who would y'all be able to say? Tartaria? You wouldn't be able to say nobody else, but I'll fuck you up if I told you that Babylon, Sumeria, and Samaria, Zion, all the places named in the Bible was advanced civilizations conducted by black women with magnetics and magnetism. That part. So they tell you the truth about who the advanced civilizations is, but they not just gonna spell it out for you. You gotta do your diligent research. Atlanteans, Lemurians, yeah. Now we cooking. The Lemurians, the Matriarchs. You have a lot of info. Yeah, I do have a lot of info. I do. I got more than enough. I ain't even got started. I ain't even shared none with y'all yet. This ain't nothing. I'm just trying to understand. I've always questioned everything. You're supposed to question everything. You definitely supposed to question everything. And then when you get an answer, you're supposed to question that. Shit. You have a lot of info. I do appreciate your information. I'm just learning. Yes, there are cosmic cycles, Vedic yugas. Atlantis was masculine, Lemurian was feminine. That's why I'm asking you. No, Atlantis wasn't. That's forced history. And I'm going to show y'all all of this. I'm not trying to be rude. I ain't trying to be rude. I'm animated right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a funky mood. And I don't even know if I should have came live in my funky mood, but I'm in a funky mood. I feel some type of way at the matriarchs. Mainly the black women. I'm not going to hold you up. When I come to this page and I see all these white women sharing, every time, shit, not just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I got some brothers in there too, like Rap That do the rapping for the cars, Palladio Art, my man P. Morris. I could name like at least 6-7 brothers. Don't get me wrong. Salute, gratitude to them 6-7 brothers that share the page, share the intel about matriarchs every damn day. I got like 6 brothers that be sharing the page. They go hard. I love y'all brothers. P. Morris, I love you, boy. Palladio Art, love you. Black women, what's up with y'all? Y'all want attention that much? Y'all want to be seen and heard that much? I'm trying to make y'all be seen and heard. But in order for y'all to be seen and heard, y'all got to give the real women. Y'all got to get a real matriarchs. Y'all got to get a matriarchs. People don't want to just listen to you give a damn fairy tale story. We want that. And again, I'm only talking to the matriarchs. All the other people that's online doing whatever, I'm not talking to y'all. This is directly for the people who identify themselves as matriarchs. I got a serious problem with y'all. Y'all letting the matriarchal community turn into the conscious community. Y'all turning into them. Brainwashing spiritual warfare. Yeah. This is a spiritual warfare. Alright, we gonna go to the next slide. We ain't got that many more, I don't think. Beginning. The primordial godmother. Primordial womb. I'll come back to the comments in a second. I gotta move these comments. Candace Owens, Kandaki Queen Awakening. I like that, actually. I actually like that. And I want to like Candace Owens. But she make it kind of hard. She really do. I watched her debate Princella about matriarchy and patriarchy. Don't nobody seem to quite know the story of patriarchs versus matriarchs, but we now coming into the cusp of our awakening to where we understanding patriarchy and matriarchy. A lot of us didn't even know the word matriarchy or patriarchy existed, but in this cusp of this spiritual awakening, a lot of us is understanding, okay, we in a patriarchy. Oh, okay, matriarchs existed too. So a lot of us is, you know what I'm saying, coming into the terms, the grips of matriarchy and patriarchy. So I'm not knocking nobody that haven't got to understand the gender wars of patriarchy and matriarchy. That's what patriarchy and matriarchy is all about. That's the foundation of it. It's about the men versus the women. That's all patriarchy versus and matriarchy mean, men versus women. That's how that was established. So I'm not even knocking nobody for not knowing that that's the foundation of patriarchs and matriarchs. But when I see people like Candace Owens and she say things like, we're not in a patriarch, we're in a matriarch right now. America is a matriarch. Women run America. I can only get Asian vibes from that. especially debating with Princella. Princella is a certified agent. Princella only came for the woke people, the woke women. That's the only reason they put Princella in position is for the woke women. I personally have had multiple conversations with Princella, like talk. And that lady, listen, that lady is one way online, but then when you talk to her in person, she don't want a matriarchy. She don't want women in rule. And all her philosophies and all her receipts, you see how I'm showing you the receipts from Komet, Kush, Taseti. Any receipt that I show you is going to have a reference to it. All her references is Greek. She got to reading Greek philosophies and philosophers to me. I said, wait, that's Greek. She said, yeah, this the original. I said, oh, no, lady. You ain't talking to anybody. You can't piss on Trey Deuce head and tell me it's raining. Lady, that's Greek. That's Plato's. That's Aristotle. I know this. I'm not learnt. I ain't just started doing this 5 years ago. Lady, who is you talking to? Where's the Nubian and the Moreau and the Kush and the Kemet references? How is you quoting some Greek shit to me, lady? I don't want to hear no Greek male philosopher. And that's her foundation. I done talked to her 2-3 times. To where I told her, like, man, you is not for women. I don't know what type of time you on, but you trying to turn women out. You trying to turn women into men. With her masculine self. Hey, I only came here to keep it real. I didn't come here to regard nobody's feelings. I didn't come here to be politically correct. That's why I'm dolo, because I jumped in the car with some other matriarchal people and we was doing lives and we was doing everything we was doing, but they wanted me to be politically sound and they wanted me to play both sides and do interviews with people they say they didn't like all this. Man, look, that's too messy for me, G. I'm a G about mine. I'm a buck. I don't care about people not liking me. I don't care about being politically correct. I don't care about none of that. I don't even care to reach the entire masses like that, because I notice in the beginning it's just for a certain few, and then the rest of the people will be followers. But it's going to take the brave leaders like myself, and that's going to be a small number. That ain't going to be the whole world. Everybody ain't brave. Everybody ain't going to try to get it. Everybody ain't leaders. The majority of people is followers. And I ain't make it that way. So I didn't come to like care what a follower or somebody that don't even have the innate abilities to try to lead. Like, come on, man. Like, nah, man. I ain't on that type of time. I ain't caring about nobody's opinions like that. The primordial womb, Taseti. You see how that say Taseti? So, I know a lot of people are finding disturbing that they probably even never seen that name Taseti. You know how hard it is to find receipts with the name Taseti on it? I don't think you do. You should, because you your age and you ain't never even heard of that civilization. Now you ask yourself why you ain't never heard of Taseti. Why you ain't never heard of Nakwata? 1, 2, and 3. Why you ain't never heard of Napata? We gotta ask ourselves these things. Why we never heard of these places? We hear of advanced civilizations, but we don't hear no names attached to them. You know why? Because men don't want you to know that those was women. Before the imposition of rigid structures, the people of the Nile looked up towards Nut, the great mother, who is the sky itself. And the Kemetic and Kushite understanding she was not a distant deity, but the very substance of the cosmos. Her body arched over the earth to form the vault of the heavens. Now, this is talking parables. This is talking symbolism. This is telling you that heaven is in the centers of the earth, but it's also telling you that it's physically tangible. The patriarchs only told you got to die to go to the matriarchs. The matriarchs was always deemed to be heaven because women give even balance for all. And women create societies with no work, no famine, none of this will be going in. Like banks, none of it. You won't even need a grocery store. Everybody got gardens. If you got free energy houses and gardens, what we going to work for? What we doing for real? We enjoying life. So when, men be having some type of problem with not playing some type of ruling role, my dude, you was made to enjoy life. The earth is infinite. Go play. You was made to enjoy life. You don't need like all these men's having a problem with, oh man, what am I gonna do then? I can't, nigga, you ain't supposed to rule with your imbalanced ass. Go sit your dusty ass down somewhere. You wasn't made to rule, partner. You can't hook a baby to your chest. Go sit your punk ass down. You hear me? If you can't hook a baby to your breast or to your chest, go sit your ass down. Nature, not Barbara. Mother Nature. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You're correcting your typo. Divine timing. I've seen that also. Just hopping. She's waking up. She's control opposition, default Catholic. I'm just trying not to miss none of the comments because I don't want you to be asking no question and then I'm just rambling and I'm ignoring you. So I was just trying to read the comments. My bad. Where we stop at with this? I'm gonna let y'all read this. Y'all done made me lose my train of thought, y'all damn it. I'll let y'all, and these comments will not go away. There we go. I'm trying to see the slide. But the what's up, God Frequency? Send you away, mama. We up here talking about the matriarchs. We up here talking about the magnetic advanced civilizations, how they was black women. And we up here talking about how the 12 prophets hid under the name the Anunnaki. And here are maps to heaven here on earth. Heaven, aka the matriarchs. We got a few more slides to read. I'm trying to make these comments go away so I can read the rest of this slide. But I don't think I'm going to be able to because these comments is coming through. Why did it say 2 people up here if all these damn comments coming through? So that's another thing. This page, I'm over social media. I'm over TikTok and I'm over even at YouTube. And YouTube is something else. Oh my God, especially TikTok. Listen, women, this is being suppressed. This message is heavily being suppressed. I want to change the world. I want, women in rule, especially black women in rule. But I can't do that by myself. So if I don't talk to you and you a matriarch and you not, doing both, like pushing your narrative and sharing the matriarch's narrative, which is this page, then that's why I unfollowed you. I'm just being a buck. That's why I unfollowed you. Because I don't care about nothing you doing. Like, do that. Yeah, great. That's cool. Do that. But to not do this as well, I can't honor that. Especially when it's men that's sharing this page every day, sharing this intel, this information. It ain't even got to be this page. Hey, check this out. Make you a page and steal this information and put it on your page. And don't give me no nothing. Don't say, and I won't watch what I say. I ain't going to say a damn thing because I don't care about that. I'm going to be like, oh, hell yeah, the message getting out. That's how deep it is with me. I don't care about that. So, you know what I'm saying? I just want people to realize that this page is very monitored and very shadow banned. Like, they don't want y'all to know this information. And I'm really surprised that my page is still up. A lot of times, I used to post my videos and they'll try to ban it. They'll try to take it down. Then they give me a bullshit-ass reason talking about nudity or some shit. Something that's just not applying to what I got going on. And I appeal. And I probably had to appeal probably like 30-some-odd appeals, 40-some-odd appeals, and I won every single one, and I was able to post my videos. So, I say all that bullshit to say, this page is shadow banned. I don't know what numbers you see on your end, but they not right. Because I know people that know this social media shit, and when I get people that come to my page, and they could simply tell me, by looking at your page, I could tell it's shadow banned, I know something up. And I've been hearing that for like 2-3 years. Like, you know, it'd be somebody I don't even know. Somebody just jump in the comments or somebody that just start following. Be like, I was looking at your page. Do you know it's shadow banned? And I'll be like, how do you know that? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even ask how they know because I know it's true. Let me read this comment before I start reading. What did I say? Pride form art. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. Pursue Your Bliss. What's up, Pursue Your Bliss? What's up to everybody in the chat, man? FD Ministries. I still see you hanging around and up in the sister. See you, sus. Y'all go check out FD 111 Ministries. Let me give you a shout out. How about that? God Frequency. I see you, man. Okay, what you say? You said, I'm all the way chilling. Don't want a kingdom, just a dwelling. Food, clean waters, and true wisdom. Show me how to levitate. I heard that. Say that then. What men need that attitude. I don't know if you a man, but I don't know where men got this whole ideology of I don't feel like I'm worthy if I'm not ruling. I don't know where men got that shit from. Men, y'all need to fall back and y'all need to let these women rule. Like, enough is enough. Y'all done fucked the earth up, or what we think of as the earth. Y'all done fucked the 6 continents up, because the earth is infinite. Y'all done fucked the 6 continents up, and y'all fucked the air up. Y'all fucking the dirt, the water. Like, so I don't even really see how men be contesting about women ruling. Because you ain't never seen a woman do no drive-by. You ain't never seen a woman own no slaughterhouse, no porn company, no tobacco company. You ain't never seen a woman putting chemtrails in the air. You actually see women be nurturing. You know, women don't have it in their nature and their heart to do the shit that we do. You know, you might see some women sell some dope, but it ain't like likely. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Women is built different. They wired different. They got 2 X chromosomes for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It makes them more imbalanced, more in tune with nature, more in tune with making emotional, intelligent decisions. My Y chromosome, it don't allow me to make emotional, intelligent decisions. Now, I can, but I'm just, generally speaking. Just generally speaking. Finland is women-led. Man, I love Finland. I've been thinking about going to Finland. It's funny you say that. Because Finland been woman-led for a little minute. There's a couple places that's woman-led. But, not to negate nothing that you saying, because you actually right. I'll fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I would actually go to Finland. But the thing is, I want to say this, and this off topic of what you saying. I don't want you to think I'm saying this because you said that. The Matriarchs, this to y'all as well. I've been talking to y'all, a lot of y'all, every time I still talk to you afterwards. Y'all still trying to rebuild. And we ain't trying to rebuild on patriarchy. We ain't trying to bust up all this concrete. We ain't trying to knock down these telephone lines. We trying to ascend to the firmament and beyond. The women left vast symbolism that the firmament, you see this? You see that arch? Women left vast, you see them people outside that arch? They on the outside of that arch for a reason. You hear me? Where the fuck you get rebuilding out of that? It's time to go. It's time to make it outside that arch. Even when the patriarchs show you the firmament, they're gonna show you that arch. Life is about making it outside of that arch. The sky ascends up to 100,000 feet. We know this. When you get up to 100,000 feet in the sky, you reach what they call a barrier. A barrier. This is what the firmament is described as. When you go 100,000 feet into the sky, that what we look up and think of as the sky, when we think that's the clear sky, that shit turns into something else. Something rock hard and solid. Even the patriarchs say that. The patriarchs, look up the definition of the firmament, and it's going to tell you a rigid, hard, crystallized structure. That's this. Rigid, hard, crystallized. You see the stars in her body? We're not just telling you the stars ain't what we think they is. Stars is our home. I know that sound crazy. Man, listen, I'm a hood nigga. I so dope my whole life. And I made that transition from being street to spiritual. And I made that transition from being street to spiritual. I've been out the streets like 6 years now. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. Listen what I'm telling you. Life is about making it outside of this arch. The earth ascends. You see how that arch is? The earth ascends at Antarctica. The earth ascends at the mountains. These mountains that we know of, these holy mountains that we know of, y'all ain't gonna get this nowhere else. They ascend to the sky. They unascended mountains, meaning nobody has climbed the holy mountains. Nobody know where they lead to. I'm finna do a video on that. I'm finna show you the literary. I'm finna show you the symbolism. It's all through everything. It's all about the access of the mountains, y'all. And the mountains is blocked off by the military. Ain't nobody ascended none of the holy mountains that we hear of. Don't nobody know what's beyond them. So imagine doing a spiritual journey and you just going up a damn mountain. You seeing where the mountains lead to. Simple. You know what the Bible call these places? Or these mountains? The Bible call where the earth meets heaven. They call them thin places. The Bible tell you that the earth meets heaven. Earth and heaven is really one. Earth and heaven is really one. And that's the veil that's being lifted. That's the revelation that's being showed. The colonizer came and detached heaven from us, told us we had to die to go to heaven. But the matriarch said, nah, if you want to get out of patriarchy, heaven is beyond these mountains. Why you think you're so distracted with work? Why you think all these celebrities go all these goddamn places and nobody go to no mountain? Don't nobody buy a mountain. Don't nobody try to see what's beyond the mountains. The mountains ascend to the sky. The ground we walk on ascends to the sky. Antarctica, it ascends. It all ascends. We're supposed to follow the ascensions of the earth. So that's what this is all about. This shit is not about rebuilding. I'm tired of talking to so many people for 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours. Man, I'm talking to some people for 12 hours. 12 hours. And they be like, in the light, fucking with like, oh yeah, hell yeah, hell. And then they be right back talking about rebuilding. Like, what? I could see if these was regular people. I don't talk to regular people. I only talk to matriarchs. So what I'm realizing is people got their own propaganda. People got their own purpose, what they call purpose, their own dream, goal. Man, this is a purpose right here. This ain't no dream or no goal. What y'all on is dreams and goals. This is purposeful. It's a real purpose behind this. And this ain't my dreams or my philosophies or no shit like that. This is real purpose. This is real spiritual liberation. And a lot of y'all just been having a vision going on for X amount of years that y'all just want to see through. So y'all really discard what the matriarchs left. And y'all push y'all own narrative. And y'all push y'all own agenda. And y'all wrong. Y'all dead ass guilty. And I've been going live. And I've been making these videos. And I ain't said shit to y'all. I'll just let y'all do y'all. But at this point, when I'm seeing all these men share the page. And I'm seeing all these white women share the page. I'm on you black women ass now. I'm sorry. I've been trying to be cool. I've been biting my tongue. But when I see y'all just want to push y'all narrative, y'all page, y'all, a lot of y'all got books. I'm not talking to nobody in the chat. I'm not talking indirect. I swear to God, I'm not talking to nobody in the chat. I swear to God on my soul, I'm not. This is my experiences. I just had this experience today and yesterday with a female named Angel. I'm going to say her name. Trying to sell a book. I'm like, a book? I'm talking about maps to heaven. How your women, your black women, your grandmothers left these maps to heaven. I don't care about no damn book. You think I care about a book? Nah, I don't. I really don't. I'm trying to ascend. Is that in your book? Ascension? Is the matriarchs in your book? Not the Greek matriarchs. The Nubian African matriarchs. And what we talking about for real? I'm talking about black women. To black women. And it's just like no avail, dormant. It's like, I need my attention. Fuck them, I need mine. That's what I'm experiencing. So when I see all these dudes, all these black men, I got so much love for y'all, man. If it wasn't for y'all, shit, I don't know what the hell the page would be. I'm gonna be a buck. If it wasn't for these men, I got nothing to say about the black man. Nothing. And I'm exposing the black man. I'm showing how the black man sold the black woman out. That's why we in this. So, yeah, black women, I'm sorry, but it's time y'all take some accountability. It's time somebody get on y'all ass and hold y'all accountable. All that niceness, all that, oh, but she's a black woman, oh, but she's a matriarch. Man, I've been doing that for 3 years. No sir. I ain't no sir. I wouldn't call my own mama if she was never a mama. You hear me? And my mama was never a mama. I hate to say that on live like this, but I grew up in the streets. My story, everybody know my story. Y'all maybe don't, but people around me do. So I ain't holding no secrets. So you don't get to be a mother if you was only a mama. You don't get to be a father if you was only a daddy. It's a big difference. It's a very big difference. And a lot of y'all think that just because y'all black and y'all waking up and being spiritual that it makes you a matriarch all of a sudden. Nah, it don't. I'm here to tell you it don't. Sorry. What makes you a matriarch is the proactiveness. Being proactive and actually being for the matriarchs and not being for vain self. Not wanting recognition, acknowledgement for yourself. It's not about you. I had a friend that had to talk me into doing these videos because it was never about me. When I was making these videos, if you look at my first 20, 30 videos, you won't hear my voice or see my face. And I was telling the person that talked me into doing the videos with my narratives, I was telling them that I'm not no teacher. I ain't teaching nobody. If they gonna get this symbolism, it's gonna activate their DNA, or they ain't gonna get it. I don't care about followers and shit like that. I was telling them. I had a fight with them for about a month or two. They was like, nah, you are a teacher. You have to put your voice and your narration over the video. Hell no. That's going to take away from the focus. She was like, man, look, you got to break that shit down for them. And I said, no, I'm not. It's already in their DNA. If they look at this symbolism and it don't activate their DNA, I ain't got nothing for them. And she said, that's wrong. You got to break it down for them. And I knew she was right. I was stubborn. I was like, damn, I'm finna have to teach people. I'm not no damn teacher. I don't want to teach people. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. But, you know, it's all for the betterment of the world, man. I'm trying to change the world. I knew I had a purpose in life. I knew I was going to change shit. I knew work wasn't real. I watched my OG wake up and cry to go to work. Man, I knew I was going to end that shit. I knew I had a purpose. I've been working there since I was 9. I had a job at 9. I knew this was shit. This wasn't life. I had to wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, go deliver newspapers, and then go to school at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sound like an old nigga, right? Sound like old days, right? 1940, 50, 60, right? Nah, I'm 80s, baby. Late 80s, baby. Nah, late 80s. I'm talking, I had to go to work at 1 o'clock in the morning at 9 years old and then go to school. And I did this from 9 to 15. So just the psyche of seeing what my OG went through when I was little, I never, ever forgot that shit, G. I swear to God. I never tuned that voice out in my head. And that voice in my head was always like, remember. It's something you're supposed to be doing. Something you're supposed to be finding out. Remember. So I went here, there, here, searching questions. Was a Muslim for 8 years. Was a Jew for 8 years. Was a Christian for 8 years. I went looking. Search, because I knew it was something I was supposed to remember. Y'all do too. Y'all hear that voice in y'all head telling you something ain't right? There's so many hoes in religion. There's so many hoes in history. Y'all hear that voice? You could tune it all you want, but you can't. It's still there. You know something wrong. You know it's more to life. Since I was a kid, I remembered that voice. Something is wrong with life, Trey. And I never forgot that shit. And this is why I found this shit that I found. I found this information that I'm sharing with y'all. I found this in 2016. I found this in 2016. I've been waiting on y'all. That's why I'm so equipped. That's why I could talk it so fluent. Because I've been waiting on y'all. I knew we was coming into the Aquarius age in 2020. It was 2016. I said, damn, I got to wait 4 years to just be able to talk like I want to talk about Antarctica, about matriarchy, about black women being God. You mean to tell me people ain't going to start waking up into that recognition into 2020 when we come into this magnetism? And then 2020 came. So 2016, I was so looking forward to 2020. But you know what happened in 2020. And of course it happened in 2020. Because 2020 is when the Aquarius age started. 2020 is when the magnetism started waking black people up. Black people and magnetism coincide. They go, you not black, you magnetic. You don't got melanin. You got carbon. Carbon is magnetic. So they knew in 2020 that just because you black and you coming into this spectrum of light called the Aquarius age, they knew that a lot of people was finna be waking up. So hell yeah, they came with these vaccines and this 5G and all this other shit to kill people. Cause black people don't woke up, we finna take our earth back. But see, what we didn't know is that when the colonizers warred to be in rule, that they attacked our mothers. We didn't know our mothers was the rulers. But now we know. And boy, I got a problem with that. Boy, you woke up the right one. I'm on patriarchy ass. The great mothers woke up the right one. Because I don't care about worldly affairs, worldly shit. I don't care about none of this stuff other people care about. I don't care about it. I don't even care about, you know what I'm saying, social media, so to say. I don't care about none of this. If I did, I'd have had it before. I'm doing this for y'all. So, yeah, the great mother woke up the right one. I'm here to wake y'all up, to activate y'all for real, for real. I'm seeing people doing activation services and sermons and shit, and they don't know what the hell. They ain't gonna say a matriarchy one, I'm seeing people call themselves matriarchy and reading astrology cards. I'm seeing people reading tarot cards. Please show me a matriarchy that says something about some tarot cards or some horror cards or some psychic readings or any of that. It's all patriarchal, people. It was all to replace your real matriarchal literary and symbolism. You don't get it? So that's why when you dealing with the tarot cards or the tarot readings and all this, that's why it can resonate with you a little bit. That's why it can flicker with your soul a little bit, because it is your shit tweaked, revised, rebranded. It's truth in it. It's just diluted truth. Stretched out patriarchal truth. So I'm glad you just put superconductor in there. That just made me remember I was supposed to look something up earlier with superconductor in it. Because I've been sharing with y'all how my last video is showing y'all how Azra in the Bible, Azra is named in the Bible like 40 times. And all through the Bible it's saying a knock down Azra pose. Knock down Azra. I used to always wonder what the hell that meant, Azra pose. But now we know the Azra pose was free energy conductors, superconductors. So I just got y'all like 4 or 5 videos on the black woman Azra and her free energy magnetic society of Babylon and wherever the hell else she ruled. And yeah, I meant to look under in that term. Yeah, Azra with the H on the back of it. I think he was trying to put the H on the back of it. Yeah, Azra. My last like 4 or 5 videos I just dropped today. I just went hard for y'all. I just dropped, and it's, y'all got to check it out. It's so, and I'm finna go on a tangent, a string of these videos, and I'm finna show y'all how in the Bible that all these women that they naming in the Bible, they naming these women and they naming these places like Babylon and Zion and Samaria. All these places is named after women. That's one thing. Samaria, I don't give what you name in the Bible, is named after women. That's one thing. Then 2, it's named after women because these places is the advanced societies. They the magnetic advanced societies. I think that shit is profound and prolific as hell. What? Like, it's something to know a lot and then keep learning. I already knew about Azra. I already knew about the Azra pose. But what I didn't know is that she conducted these free energy societies, and that's what the Azra pose was all about. That's men was going around knocking these Azra poles down because they were superconductors. They powered the land, and then men demonized them. Yeah, then men demonized these women that was giving these free energy societies and whatnot, and they call these women pagans and idols, and we like ate that shit up. That's how I'm finding out this information, y'all. I'm looking up according to the idols and the pagans, and they got a side of the story too. We just casted the women out because the patriarch said that they was Jezebels and harlots and idols. You know what I'm saying? Man, they was the opposite of idol. They was actually proactive. So they told you they was idol because they was the opposite of idol. They was shit. Could have babies without no man. Shit, how you get idol out of that? You can have babies without no man. And they told you that story in the Bible with the Virgin Mary. And technology. What's up, Chelsea? What's up, Justy Hunter? And the technology. And men demonize them and the technology. Yeah, and men demonize them and the technology. But when, it was a reverse psychology. They demonized them in the technology so they could rule over us. How you demonize technology that's free energy? And then you give us this punk ass house, like this house I'm in. It ain't magnetic, so it ain't conducive to my magnetic body. In fact, it's stopping, it's blocking the magnetism of the earth from correlating with my body. So that's demonizing. You got all through the Bible the patriarchs saying, knock down women villages, smash they sacred stones that they build their free energy magnetic societies with, and then when you knock they villages down, when you destroy them, make sure you destroy their name. Make sure you erase them out of history. Like, what the hell? Smash they stones? Smash they sacred stones? Like, what? And then like when the pastors is reading in Bible study or church, they not talking about that. And even if they did talk about it, they gonna justify it and say that these women deserved it. How you call yourself a holy man and then you like go kill women? I ain't cool with that. I ain't rocking with that. Nah. That ain't no God talking to you. That's man playing a role of a God talking to you. I knew that shit at 9. Man, I ain't go for that shit at 9. I was chosen at 9. The Matriarchs already knew what time it was. They was more than me at 9. Because I wasn't going for none of this shit. I used to be in church. Like, what the fuck? Woman is the root of all sin. Woman is the root of all evil. Oh, I can't wait to get older to look some shit up. It just doesn't seem right. Because I love my mother. I love the way she smelled. I love when she was mean and happy. So that shit ain't make sense to me. The root of all sin? Nigga, even when my mama is mad, she ain't sinning. What you mean? This motherfucker that gave me birth, she's the root of all sin? I never believed that shit. And I'm going to tell you why a lot of men do or people do, because it play into ego. Women buy into that being scared. You know, it's a scare tactic. A lot of people is in Christianity because they scared of going to hell. It's a scare tactic. But if you ain't scared of going to hell, I done felt that fire. I done been shot and I done been all type of shit early, young. I done felt that fire young. The fire don't scare me. I'm sorry. And the eternal fire, I ain't never believe in that shit. Hell, I just never, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was all a contradiction. It was all a scare story because, you know, in one breath, you got this dude saying he all merciful and all forgiving. Holler at me, I'll forgive you about anything. And then you got this nigga saying, if you eat this person food without them asking, I can send you to hell forever. What? I said, nah, somebody playing games. Somebody pulling the string, man. What they on, man? What they on, man? Is Yahweh the demiurge? Are the Gnostics false? No, the Gnostics is real. The Gnostics is matriarchal. You want the Gnostics. But a demiurge, Yahweh a demiurge, I don't know nothing about no demiurge, but I do know Yahweh is patriarchal and he came to replace the matriarchs. Yahweh warred against Azarah, and when he warred against Azarah, he tried to replace her history by merging it, by saying, you know, he tried to use her name like a credit card. You know, like when you go to a hood and you ain't supposed to be there and you say, oh, but I know such and such. That's how that was. That's what all these men did. They stole the accreditation of women and they attached their names and their affiliations with it because the people of the lands was already familiar with the women. So if the people of the land are already familiar with the women, when the men come along, they're like, yeah, I rock with Azarah. That was my wife. Yeah, fuck with this religion. No, she approved this. That was my wife. Yeah, no, I know her. I knew her. That's how that went. They used these women's name as a credit card. And they forged history in these women's name. They said they was the kings and the consorts of these women, but they was not the kings and the consorts of these women. These men came to take over. They came to replace the woman. And they did just that. So when I was growing up in church, or when you, like in a regular Bible, see, it shouldn't be no separation of Yahweh this way, Jesus that way. When I was growing up, I never heard of no Azarah, and I damn sure never heard of Azarah being no damn God to wife, wife to Jesus. If anything, I heard of Mary Magdalene or somebody being the wife of Jesus. How many wives this nigga have? This nigga had Mary Magdalene, Sarah, Becca. Like, what the hell is going on for real? Y'all just making this story up as y'all go along. Because I ain't never heard Jesus having no wife named Azarah. That ain't in no regular Bible. You got to go like a Hebrew Bible for that. And it's like, damn, what we got like sections and denominations and shit. Like, I thought God was God. So, you know, this shit feel like a game. It's like all vice lords ain't the same. All GDs ain't the same. And that's what church is like. That shit is weird. Shit is weird as hell. It's like, yo, I grew up in the gang, so I know what the church culture is like. When you got all these different denominations, that's just like a gang having so many different denominations. All vice lords ain't the same. All GDs ain't the same. They all different. It's all different denominations with that shit. And that's just how religion is. So I never understood that shit. I never understood how Jesus gonna be Jesus in Christian form, but in Hebrew form, he Yahweh, and then he got another wife, and then he just got a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story. It's like, what the hell? Nah, buddy. I'm supposed to give my soul to some shit. This nigga ain't got no last name, man. Listen, I don't know what's up with y'all, what's up with the people, but I'm glad that the spiritual locks is breaking. I'm glad that people is waking up. I am on you black women ass. I've been reframing for some time now. But yeah, if you don't share the page every week, if you don't share this information, I ain't got nothing for you. Cause that's what this is for. It's for you to share to other women. So when I see nothing but the men sharing it, then yeah, I just ain't gonna follow you. So you ain't gotta ask me why I don't follow. What am I following for? I'm trying to ascend to the matriarchs, aka heaven, on earth. I don't care about nothing else. Care about I'm sorry, it sound rude, but I'm being a buck. Ain't y'all see this gas? Man, please. Y'all see this gas? Gas alone to make you be over with this. Fuck rent. And the water and everything else is going up. Y'all see this gas. Man, please. Y'all better wake up. Gas $6 a holler in Indiana. I can only imagine what it's like in California and elsewhere. Good Lord. What? Man, listen. I ain't finna be no damn dummy. Okay, let me move these comments. Y'all stop commenting now. We should be living for free. Yes. Sound like music to my ears. You know, and that's all. I got a magnetic patent approved, and I don't even ask for donations or support or money. And it's just like, damn, be all the way a buck with y'all. I'm man down right now. I got Warrens, the patriarchy looking for me. They always looking for me. They always want to lock me up for something, man. They want to lock me up for something from 2018. I'm not going. I got an attorney, and I'm trying to get him to box it up. But I'm just saying all that to say, I got a magnetic patent approved. That only cost 7 bands to get off the ground. This a magnetic attorney that I'm in bed with. He like, man, this idea. He like this patent. He approved it. He did the patent search all over the earth because he couldn't just do it in the United States. He did it everywhere. And then he got back and he was like, yo, this gonna make you a generational billionaire for the next 300 years. I was like, I ain't even really on no money type time. I'm just trying to make sure everybody live for free. So everything that I'm on, artificial scarcity is lame as fuck. Yeah, artificial scarcity. I think you saying that in a good sense, in a good way. Artificial scarcity. I mean, that's what we in now. We in artificial scarcity. We in patriarchy. Patriarchy is artificial scarcity. So that's what you in. When you go to the grocery store, when you paying for energy, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so forth, that's the matrix you living in. You living in the artificial scarcity. And that's how men tricked us to be in a position to rule. He made us feel like the earth provided only so much in scarcity. So you need me. You need me to middleman for you. You need me to get in there middleman for you. Nah, partner. The earth is abundant. Check out Bella. What's up, Bella? Higher levels. I see you, Ma. Thanks for joining. We've been live almost like an hour now, Ma. We've been cooking. We've been baking. Yeah, we should live for free. That's one of the... Wow, that just touched me. You don't even know what that just did for me. FD Ministries. That's why I do what I do, man. Like, I hate that we got to be in this conformity. You know what I'm saying? I hate that shit, especially knowing all that I know. It just made me want to go hard. I hardly sleep at night sometimes. When I hear a black woman, especially a black woman, when I hear a black woman reluctant to go to work, I always felt some type of way since a kid. That just always resonated with me. That just always hit me like a ton of bricks. And always made me feel like a hoe ass nigga. I swear to God. When I saw my mama go to work and it was nothing I could do to relieve her from that, she didn't want to go and it was nothing I could do. I'm seeing her like, I don't want to go. I'm seeing her because my mama had me at 15. We grew up together. Let me say that part. Me and my OG, we grew up together. So when I seen her not want to go to work, my G, that shit did something to me. I do not see how niggas drop their women off at work and pull off in the whip. I'm gonna go do your shit for you, shorty. What you mean you gotta go to work? What am I your man for? Nah, we ain't doing that. A real man don't let a woman work. He don't want her to. He feels some type of way. He got some type of compassion. He got some type of remorse. He got some type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you ain't gotta go do something you don't want to do so somebody could give you something so you could provide. I'll just provide. I'll just be the provider. I'm gonna tell y'all women, man, I don't know what they making niggas like today, but I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. A real man do not want to see his woman go to work. I don't care if you've been married for 10 years and it's working. I don't care if you've been married for 20 years and it's working. A real man do not want to see you go to work. It's gonna trigger something in him. But let me recant that. That's really only if you don't want to go to work. Because a lot of people, they don't mind working and they got their dual dynamic going on. I'm not talking about, notice what I said in the beginning. I said women that's reluctant to go to work. You got a small percentage that's like happy, thinking that they, doing something, keeping patriarchy alive. But they don't know they keeping patriarchy alive. Real man, women, if you dealing with a man and he dropping your ass off and he pulling off in your whip, you might as well just go on and wipe your ass. Because he don't want you for real. He don't want you for real, man. I'm telling you what I know. I'm a man. A real man do not want to see his woman go to work. He gonna feel some type of way. Especially if she don't want to go. If you tell me you don't want to go to work and I drop you off and I don't feel no type of way about that, you need to quit my ass. I'm a no good loser. That's the definition of a no good loser. You telling me you don't want to go to work? A real man, a real nigga gonna be like, quit. You want me to call him and quit for you? You want me to tell him you quit? You know how many times I did that for a woman? Yeah, all right. In this cosmology, the earth father, often associated with the physical plane, lay beneath the sky mother. That's what you're looking at right here. You're looking at this earth father named Geb, which is a forging history, because the earth was never personified as a man. What you're looking at is the transition, the shift from patriarchy to matriarchy. But what you're looking at is what I was just talking about. The man used the woman as a receipt. This woman in this arch form always existed before this man was down here in this laying down form. So being that people was already familiar with this arch form, man glid his ass up in there and put himself down here like, oh, give me some praise. What about me? Check me out. Nah, nigga, you. That's a forge. This cosmology, this picture you looking at, was always just a personification of a woman. In its original form, it's just the arch. Nothing with the stuff on the boats on the outside of the arch. Because this represents the waters rising, the firmament, the waters rising. When you read the Bible in Genesis 2 is starting off with the waters of the firmament for a reason. It's telling you the separation story of man and woman. It's literally starting you off with it. It's telling you that the waters below separate from the waters above. That's Genesis 2. And it names the firmament. It says that these waters above, these are the waters above this arch. And we are supposed to sail, make it outside of these waters. These waters rise at the firmament and Antarctica, where the earth rise. You see symbolism of people in the goddess temple on boats sailing these waters. Don't nobody know where our waters lead to. Don't nobody know what's beyond Antarctica. Don't nobody know what's on the firmament. This is why. This is the firmament. This arch is the firmament. So this what it mean to be in this time of awakening, because we didn't know none of this before. Like, to y'all, this sound like my interpretations, but none of this is my interpretations. This is all from the matriarchs. I got this from the matriarchs. So, you know what I'm saying? He said, I need to be cloned. Wait, what? I need to be cloned. Wait, what? What I need to be cloned for? Nah, hold on. Don't clone me. I'm good. Hold on, you tripping. Let me close these comments and read some more, man. You tripping. Then you gonna put a smiley face. No, I don't need to be cloned. If they clone me, how you gonna get this? They only make clones to erase their memory. Remember? Like, you looking at Gucci and all these other people, these people is not themselves no more. They is erased. Their memory is erased. I think that's the whole point of making a clone, actually. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I know whoever people be saying is clones, shit, they don't be hitting the same. They don't be hitting the same. Gucci don't hit the same. None of these people hit the same. All right, where we leave off at, man? We got to talking like we on live. I mean, the mentality about, well, man, I know what you mean. Mom just giving you a hard time. I know what you mean. I'm just being funny. It's a compliment. Thank you. I don't do well with compliments. I don't know why, but I just never really want to take the light off the women, off the matriarchs. I think that these women is just the shit, man. Like, fuck me. Fuck us. Who are we? Like, forget what we talking about. Man, these women was the shit. And they never lost that war. And they had free energy going on. Like, the average man will tell you, women ain't shit without men. Like, especially if you get talking about wars and shit. Oh, what woman could win a war without a man? Ain't no woman win a war without a man. You got so, man. That's why this is just the shit to me, because how we've been trying to think is just like women is like subservient and secondary and weak. Man, these women was the opposite, man. So I'm in love with that, man. The focus was on the ascent. So we could see in this cosmology, Earth Father, plane lay beneath, Sky Mother receiving her stellar seeds. The focus was on the ascent. And what the patriarchs was doing was they was rebranding the symbolism. On the outside of this arch was always boats. If you look up Sky Goddess Nut, you will see on the outside is boats symbolizing matriarchal refuge. Y'all sell y'all ass home. If y'all went out of patriarchy, sell y'all ass home. This woman is matriarchal refuge. This arch, this firmament, this is representing the firmament, matriarchal refuge. That's simple. So it was always boats on the outside. So what they was doing was they was slowly but surely replacing the boats, rebranding the symbolism. It's still life on the outside of this arch, but you don't see the boats now. And you got to know that symbolism mean contract of truth. That's all symbolism means. So when we say this word symbolism, what we saying is contract. It's a contract between these patriarchal men and the matriarchal women beyond the firmament, that these men have to tell us the truth. The first truth, the first words was symbolism, not words. So they tell us the truth in the form of symbolism. The truth-telling symbolism, they make it sound demonic, give it a demonic title or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Call it esoteric and all this shit. No. This is original matriarchal symbolism showing matriarchal refuge. So when we looking at the outside, know that that's what the focus was supposed to always be about. We were supposed to catch wind. Okay, the outside, the arch, and we were supposed to see the boats, and we were supposed to be DNA activated, and we were supposed to remember to seek beyond the firmament. But man done gave us a definition of what the firmament is. And man got us distracted and going in a 30, 40-mile radius every day with work, the bank, the grocery store, church, work, the bank, grocery. Don't nobody leave outside their 30, 40-mile radius. And if they do, they go on a trip and come right back. You stay within your perimeter, within your prism. These 6 continents is a prison. A patriarchal prison. They just want people to rule over. That's it. That's all. We supposed to ascend, though. We not supposed to be down here trying to turn patriarchy into matriarchy, change the earth, make the earth a better place down here. We ain't supposed to be doing none of that. You see what this say? The focus was on the ascent. You see that ascent in bold print? Not rebuild. Ascend. So, I got to highlight this because I've been talking to the matriarchs. And I've been talking to the matriarchs since like the end of last year. And, they've been talking about rebuilding a lot. And I just been like, since last year, I've been like, that ain't what I want to do. That ain't what the matriarchs said do. The matriarchs ain't say nothing about rebuilding. They said ascend. As above, so below. Civilizations of matriarchs above. Civilizations of patriarchs below. That's what that means. It means other things, but that's the peak, the pinnacle of what that means. The focus was on the ascent, the return to the stars. Now, if you was in this live, I was just talking about the stars a few seconds ago and whatnot. Stars is not what we perceive them to be, what patriarchy taught us that stars is. No. This shit say return to the stars for a reason. The stars is inhabitants. The stars is homes. I know that shit sound crazy. It sound crazy to me reading it. But what I'm supposed to do? Discard it? Disregard it? Act like it ain't true? Let me be the first to say, man, that shit sound crazy to even me. You hear me? The stars is homes. Sirius Star is the home of the Kadakis. I'm there! Fuck you mean? Where my boat? Orion is the home of the Kadakis. My Kadakis? My Candaces? My Nubian queens that I'm showing? I'm there. They said it is official. What I'm trying to rebuild for? The Kadakis said that the star Sirius and the star Orion is what we know of to be heaven. It's matriarchal refuge, plus land, plus waters, and an infinite earth. And if you make it there, while alive, in your magnetic body, because this is a magnetic environment, eternal life. I mean, the Bible only told you that with the restoration and unification story I was just telling you about. It said when the restoration of heaven and earth is revealed as one, the people that's walking earth will live for eternity. It said that in your Bible. The matriarch said and the patriarch said, if you make it to that firmament, you live forever. Because it's a magnetic environment. It's a magnetic abode. So we need to ask ourselves how this government, how this patriarch tell us that they went to the moon, all these galaxies, all these star systems. You got Jupiter, Pluto, Mars. How y'all go there? Y'all can't even go past the firmament. Y'all can't penetrate the firmament. So when we ask ourselves, why would they do that? Why would they lie? It's to hide the firmament. It's to hide the firmament. They made it seem, they gave us outer space and all these solar systems. Oh, I can't wait to go into that. I got some shit to show y'all. The colonizers, when they took over, their first order of business was to change our maps and they give us redefinitions of the galaxy, of the star systems and shit. Because we star walkers. This melanin, this what they call melanin, this shit is magic dust. This is our green card. This carbon is melanin. What they call melanin, this is our green card. This is our access. Our G-Pass go wherever the hell we want on this earth. We can go wherever. So, when you think of them hanging black people from trees and whatnot, it's like, oh, okay. I see what y'all was on. We had one with nature and y'all jealous. We gonna send to heaven. We can follow that tree, huh? That Axis Mundi tree, huh? We could follow that tree to heaven, huh? Our black ass. And we hate it for that? So, yeah, we got to understand the real goddess symbolism is about ascension and not rebuilding. The focus was on the ascent rather than the focus was on the ascent, the return to the stars, rather than being bound to the soil. The pottery of the karma culture, reference karma, the pottery of the karma culture with its distinct black tops and red bases symbolized this alchemy of the now silt, meaning the cosmic heat of the sun. There was no fear of the unseen realm. It was simply the field of reeds, another province in the mother's vast domain. Now, the field of reeds is what the firmament is called. It wasn't always called a firmament, and it wasn't always called a field of reeds. But, yeah, that's a modern term for a field of reeds. The field of reeds is the firmament. So, check this out. This is what you do. If you got the app Pinterest, or you got any type of app to where you can pull up images, or shit, you can get on your Google and type in field of reeds and see what images pop up. It's going to be images of plush land and plants and greenery and waters and the firmament. It's also called Segma Tagwe. S-E-M-A Tawe. Tawe is T-A-W-Y-E. It's also called that. It's a couple names that the firmament is called. But what I'm highlighting is when you look up these names and you pull up these images to field of reeds and Segma Tawe, you see that plus lands is being showed for a reason. The civilization of Taseti, land of the bow, predating dynastic Egypt, rooted its sovereignty in this maternal lineage. The intricate ceramics and artifacts found in their resting places reveal a society that honored the feminine as the gateway between the visible and invisible. Okay, I got some comments down here. I can't read these words, but like I told y'all, I'm going to post these slides and let y'all read them for yourselves. Just only a few lines I can't read. We got a few slides we going to read. And we going to swerve and get up out of here. I've been on here long enough. What slide is this? In the cosmology. Ooh, they make you work hard to change these slides. Okay, let's go to this one. The mentality of the woman. Yes. What's up, Jack? What's up, Jack Titleman? I see you just came in. We've been cooking for about an hour. The throne of the Kadaki. Y'all need to find out who the Kadakis is. If you don't know, the Kadakis left symbolism to where heaven is on earth. And can't nobody refute it. Can't nobody debate it. You shouldn't even want to. Good Lord. But, I ain't saying like nobody ever tried to refute it. I'm just saying like, man, it's astounding that women left a way out. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't they? Especially if they never lost these gender wars to men. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they knew what type of time men was on with trying to tax the people and to live. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they left a way out. And it's just some real profound, profane, dope truth and literary to come into when you come into the Kadakis. The Candaces is mentioned one time in the Bible, and that one time, I guess we were supposed to follow that trail, y'all. That one breadcrumb was supposed to lead us to our spiritual liberation. The Bible don't talk about the Kadakis and the Candaces like that. It just named them one time, and that's in Acts 8:26. I just did a video on it. I got other videos on it, but that one lead was all we needed. Acts 26, it lead us to the Kadakis. The Kadakis? The Kadakis. If you a matriarch, if you a black woman, all you should be talking about is the Kadakis. What the fuck is you talking about? What is you talking about? For real. For real, for real, for real. I don't want to hear no interpretations on Christ consciousness. I don't want to hear shit about Christ. I want to hear about the Kadakis. Because their history is hidden and profound and profane. And they left these maps to heaven on earth. Heaven was always the matriarch because women rule with even balance for all. And women don't rule with no societies of work. That's heaven. So what the hell is we talking about if we ain't talking about the Kadakis? The Candaces of Moreau, Kerma, Kush, Napata, Nakwata, Taseti, the Nile Valley. Why are we not talking about the Candaces? Matriarchs, black women. Why are we not talking about the Candaces? It's been 3 years I've been on here sharing the Candaces with y'all. And when y'all get back online, y'all posting about some other shit. Some shit you trying to advertise or promote. Your propaganda. Why we not talking about the Candaces? Rod Hayes. First time I said your name, buddy. I'm burning you up, huh? Yeah. Because you misleading a lot of people. And that don't sit well with me. Why you ain't talking about the Candaces? Why you ain't talking about the queens of Moreau, Kerma, Kush, and they undeciphered language? I done decoded these women language. These women ain't talking about nothing but the firmament. Y'all make it to the firmament. Come to the firmament. We waiting on y'all. And then you watch movies like Black Panther, and you see them fly through that magnetic shield, that magnetic bubble, which would look like the firmament, and they go to a whole nother... The sky, the same sky we was just talking about. The sky hole changed. That's what we was literally just talking about. How you can only go 100,000 feet up. We was just literally talking about that. And you see that shit in the Black Panther. The sky changed. The magnetism changed. And they go into a whole nother reality, a whole nother realm, a whole nother celestial realm. You see shit magnetic, you see shit flying. But what's the main shit you see? You think people caught it? It's 3 generational matriarchs waiting on Buddy and old girl when they come about that DNA ship. She not activating that shit with nothing but her DNA. That's what's in the Marotic language too. In the goddess temples, we got to get to the goddess temples. Don't nobody go in the goddess temples. Don't nobody talk about the goddess temples. But all through the Meroic language, it say we supposed to make it to these goddess temples because it's secret chambers that got boats. That's DNA activating ships and boats at the goddess temples. Then we will watch shit like Black Panther. We see the black woman activate the ship with her DNA. And only black women can do this. This is in the Meroic language. Activate the ship with her DNA, fly through the firmament, and then Angela Bassett and the other 2 generational matriarchs is waiting on. You didn't see no man in that circle platform. You saw 3 generational matriarchs. Right in your face. You saw the people penetrate the firmament, and you saw them meet the great mother. That's what they waiting on us to do. You ain't got to believe me. They put it in the movies in your face. They put it in your face. But see, like I told y'all, I decoded this Moreau language. It took me like 3 months to decode this Moreau language. And that's why I got a disdain towards these matriarchs, people that's calling themselves matriarchs right now. Because I distinctly asked and begged these people to help me decipher and break this language down. And nigga, they left me stranded. They didn't help nothing. They was right back online posting videos trying to be seen. Hey, look at me, give me some attention. Let's talk about comets and asteroids. Nigga, what? Comets and asteroids don't even exist. They ain't even real. How y'all calling yourself matriarchs and talking about comets and asteroids? Talking about tarot cards and tarot readings. What the hell is going on for real? This ain't finna happen in the matriarchal community. Y'all done already perverted and perversed the goddamn conscious community with all these goddamn agents. Y'all ain't finna do that this way. If I gotta let nuts hang, if I gotta let dick swing, if I gotta stand on y'all, I'm standing on y'all. I could be way bigger than what I am right now, but people want me to sell out. People want me to play both sides. People want me to be a good old boy. People want me to be patriarchy and matriarchy. They want me to talk about Shit that I don't even want to talk about. I'm not talking about that patriarchal shit. No. Fuck Hannibal. I shouldn't have to talk about Hannibal or patriarchy to be on your platform when I done got on your platform and people begging for my presence and people like, man, people asking, people like, yeah. Oh, just put me on the platform, G-Ball. But what I ain't gonna do is sell my soul or tuck my tail. Man, listen, man. The Matriarch chose me for a reason, man. I'm him. I'm not going for none of that funny dud time y'all on. I could be bigger, Billy Clarkson and all them people right now. These people want me to sell out. I'll never sell out. Y'all got me fucked up. This is what I'm selling out for. What I'm selling out to. I'm showing where heaven is on earth. The hell can you give me to compensate that? Y'all nuts. I done talk to everybody that's in your conscious community. I done talk to them. They ain't real. They not who y'all think they is. And people tell us this all the time. And we don't understand what that means until we actually talk to these people. These people is agents. These people work for other people, agencies and whatnot. They only doing and saying what they told. I swear to you. Every sentence, every line is already preempted and pre-recorded and everything. They practice this shit. I'm telling you what I know. I don't care what conscious leader it is. I don't care who it is. They is being told to say that shit. And you know they being told to say it because they don't talk about the Neolithic. They don't talk about the Paleolithic. They don't talk about Nubia. They don't talk about Kerma, Kush, Meroe, Napata, Nakwata, Ta-Seti, Anatolia, Kukutini, Cahoyik, Catahoyik. They don't talk about these many civilizations that they know existed before patriarchy, before men. They know this shit. They only put in these positions so you don't know. They only put in these positions to give you to give you a replacement. They only put in these positions so you don't find out what I'm telling you. So you listen to them. Why you think they talking to you with no receipts? Why you think they talking to you with no symbolism? Anybody talking to you with no symbolism and no receipts is a fucking agent. Princella, you are an agent. You only for the women that's finna wake up. You only trying to veer them down the wrong path. Somebody put you in that position to do that on purpose. And they pick the people that just come off so identifiable and just so relatable and just so like real and sincere. Like, oh, you just know she real. No, that broad is an agent. 19 Keys is an agent. Billy Clarkson is an agent. All these people is agents. I don't talk to them. They agents. You know what Professor Griff told me? He said, oh yeah, we know about Antarctica. Yeah, we just not telling the people because they not ready yet. Nigga, what? Make them ready. What is you talking about, clown? We know all about that. We just not gonna tell people yet. That's what Professor Griff told me. We not gonna tell y'all yet. Yet? What you mean? What is you gonna tell me then? What are you talking to me about then? A whole bunch of distractions, that's what. So, there's no way that I'm who I am from a third world country in Gary, Indiana, and I don't figure it out and decoded all this goddamn matriarchal symbolism, and these people with all these resources don't know. They know. They just don't want you to know. So while you giving these people your attention and your time, and while you like eating up everything that they saying, that's what they want you to do. I'm telling y'all, if y'all tapping into people that's talking to y'all with no symbolism and no literary, they are a fucking agent. I'm telling you. It's a fact. Now, the small platform people, the people that ain't got no, I ain't calling them agents. Them just some vain ass people that want some attention. They all in their camera talking with no symbolism and shit. No literary. They just want some attention. They just want you to look at them. And it's despicable at this point. Everybody with all these selfies and all this, all in the camera and shit. I'm sorry, man. It's despicable at this point. This why we ain't getting nowhere. This why our conscious community ain't shit, and this why we ain't getting nowhere. Because everybody want to be seen and heard, and everybody want to be a teacher, but ain't nobody got the wits or the mental capacity to take the time to actually go in a dungeon and learn. Everybody want to teach. You got to learn to teach, and you got to keep learning to teach. Your teachings and your learnings don't stop. I'm still learning shit. Your teachers and your learners don't stop. With these people, that shit limited. It stopped. Because they too busy trying to be in front of the camera and trying to be seen. They don't have time to be diligent and devout and go study. I ain't made a post in 2 days. I got to be seen. The people. Nah. I had a group of matriarchal people contact me, and they was like, man, we see your work. Man, we want you to be the chief of what we got going on. That's why I'm telling y'all, I could have bit, man, y'all don't even know, man. I had people literally coming at me, like sending fan mails. I didn't even know, sending emails, all type of shit, man. We want you to be the chief of what we got going on. We moving Rod Hayes out the way, and we want you to be the chief. I'm like, I don't want to be no damn chief. I won't fall back. I don't want to be no damn chief. We need you to teach. We need you to... I don't want to. No. Nah. Y'all gotta watch these people. These the same people I'm like, shit, help me decode this language. Shit. I'm trying to decode this Nubian language that black women left. They left this language for a reason. This is the first ever language left by black women and don't nobody talk about it. Why? Y'all matriarchs, why don't nobody talk about this Meroic language? It's a Nubian language. Like, what the fuck? I'm telling y'all, man, these people don't care about the truth. And when I say these people, man, I mean all of them. What's up, Juice, with me? Talking about, yes, preach. I see you, mama. What's up, Akasha? I be trying to meet and greet people that coming live. I'll be appreciative. I don't really be going on no rants like this. But this is much due. I haven't said everything that I'm saying. I haven't said it in 3 years. I just been holding it all in. I just been observing before I speak. But, you know, the more and more that I suppress what I think, it's like the more and more it's confirmed. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of dealing with people, especially black women. This ain't no shots at no white women and whatnot, because what I think is, or what the matriarchs taught is that we all come from four groups, and the 4 groups is all black. It's all everybody black. Everybody come from the black race. But when I say black, I mean people that identify as black. Now, white people don't know that they black just yet. Yeah, your ass is black too. You got melanin too. Everybody is black. Everybody come from the mitochondrial DNA. You don't have to agree with that. It's just stats and facts. So when I say black or black women, I'm talking about people that identify as black, that identify as matriarchy. I got a huge problem with y'all. It's powerful energy you're speaking with. Okay, thank you. There is no third world countries. That's the disturbing colonial term. I agree. But if I put the camera, I'm proud of having black ethnicity in me. Say that then. If I put the camera on my background on where I'm from, you'll see blocks and blocks of abandoned buildings. It look like a bomb fell on us or something. So that's why I say this third world country. When people come here to visit me and they see where I'm from, they lock their doors. They be in awe. They ain't never seen nothing like this. Like, we got blocks and blocks and blocks. And they not just abandoned houses. They not just dilapidated houses. They houses that look like they've been hit by a nuke. They've been abandoned for so long that they done decayed. They've been abandoned for like 30, 40 years and got trees growing through them and look like a nuke shell still on the ground and shit. Like bullet shells and shit still on the ground. It's bad. Gary is bad. Gary ain't nothing but potholes and bandos. You hear me? So it's third world countries that look better than Gary. Don't visit Gary. If you ain't never came to Gary, don't come to Gary. You might not make it out. I'm just being a buck with you. I done been shot in this right eye twice, separate occasions with a murder weapon. My favorite gun, 40 cal. I never seen a day in my life. That's how Gary is. Both times, separate occasions, by somebody I never seen a day in my life. Both times. That's how dangerous Gary is. So you don't want to come here. I was born in Jamaica. Oh, you know what time it is then. You was born in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying. So I know what that term means. Oh, yeah, you definitely know what that shit means. All right, y'all ready to get back to these slides? We've been doing some chit-chatting. I'm talking about you was born in Jamaica. I see you, Mom. Say that then. While the North began to fall under patriarchy influence, the kingdom of Kush, modern Sudan, maintained the ancient covenant through the Kadaki, through the Candaces. This is why I'm so mad, man. Why ain't none of y'all talking about these women, man? They defeated Rome. They defeated everybody that they warred against. They never lost that war, and then they left symbolism of ascension. They said, all right, this what men is on? Y'all want to create patriarchy? Y'all want to demagnetize this lower realm? Y'all want to make concrete? Y'all want to smash the sacred stones like you say in the Bible and then rebuild with mortar like you say in the Bible? Rebuild with mortar. Mortar is concrete. Mortar is inert. Why is we building with mortar when the earth give us all these natural elements for the free to build with? These natural elements is magnetic energy, free energy conductors. So why are we building with man-made cement? So, that's what the Kadakis was on. That's what they was like, nah, y'all finna make concrete and all this demagnetizing shit. Y'all finna charge the people on the land just to live. Nah, this what y'all do. Here go this treaty. They signed a 21 BC peace treaty. I show this on my page. Queen of Mineralists of Nubia, the Kadakis, the Candaces that we talking about. It was a queen named a Mineralist, Nubian queen. Her and Augustus Caesar signed a peace treaty. But the peace treaty wasn't in favor of Rome. The peace treaty was in favor of Nubia, that the Romans had to not only leave the symbolism behind, but couldn't convert it, convolute it, couldn't change it, none of that shit. And they still had to pay homage to the Great Mother, and they still do. It was so many terms of this contract to where we have to study this shit. We got to know this shit. 21 BC, the peace treaty, a queen of mineralists, and Roman Emperor Caesar Augustus. We got to know this. This is the only shit in history that really matters. When this peace treaty happened with these queen mothers, these queens, they left a symbolism of ascension to the firmament. So that's why their history is hidden. That's why they hidden. That's why you can't really find nothing on them unless you decode the Meroitic script, the Meroitic language. And that's how I'm able to come into this symbolism and this literary. I don't care who page you go to online. I'm not bragging. I'm not boasting. I'm a real humble dude. I don't give a fuck who page you go to. Nobody is talking about the Kadakis. Nobody is talking about matriarchy. Nobody is talking about the firmament. Nobody. Even if they talking about matriarchy, they not talking to you with no real receipts. Matriarchy started on the African continent. So if you talking about some shit from Greek, then you need to go sit down somewhere. I don't want to hear no Greek rebrand. You know how many women I done told, hey, yo, that's a rebrand. They be right back to talking about that shit. Because it's all they know. And it's cool if that's what you know, yo. But you got to expand your knowledge, man. You can't be identifying and saying that you a matriarch if you not. If you not trying to expand the knowledge on matriarchy. If you ain't trying to go in that lab, if you ain't trying to bust your head and really learn, then you really need to just go sit down because you misleading people. And everybody want to be a damn teacher. Everybody got this teacher syndrome. Everybody want to teach you something. And that's what make it annoying, is that I'm a genuine person that when I was spiritual, and I'm still in spiritual, but when I was coming to my spirituality, I wanted to learn for real. I know what it's like to be that person on the other end that want to know. You know what I'm saying? So when I see you misleading people, that's one thing. But when you talk to somebody like me that's humble, that can be like, yo, You're respectfully misleading people. I know you unintentionally misleading people. And then you right back doing that shit. Oh, yeah, I got a problem now. Well, now we got something to say. Now I got to expose you. And a lot of these people is talking matriarchy, and they not giving you matriarchy. I don't know one person that's online giving you matriarchy. I don't know one person that's online giving you matriarchy. You know why? Because I don't know one person talking about the Kadakis. The Kadakis is matriarchy. I don't know one person talking about Taseti, the Nile Valley. These people, what the fuck is y'all talking about if y'all not talking about this? This is the foundation of it, Rod Hayes. Nobody like, man, if I see him in person, I'm gonna sucker punch him. Rod Hayes, I got a problem with you, homie. I ain't gonna hold you. Because the people was knocking on your door and beating down your door, and your right-hand man and your left-hand man and all these other women, everybody is like, yo, women make heaven. Women make heaven. And you ain't even open a door. And you matriarchal. Nah, I'm exposing you. You not matriarchal. You a gate guard. Y'all wanted me to sell out. I never sell out. Y'all got life fucked up. I never sell out. Anyway, man. Whoo, these people, y'all. Y'all don't know what I've been going through for y'all. I've been dealing with some people that's not genuine. That's not genuine at all. And shout out to the homegirl Sarah. Shout out to the homegirl Sarah. She genuine. Sarah, what's up, Sarah? Good Lord. And this is a white woman. I don't know what my people is on. Anywho. The throne of the Kadaki. Where we stop at, man? The Candaces. These were not merely wives of kings, like I was just telling y'all. Move these comments so I can keep reading. These was not wives of kings. So when you read in the Bible that and they put that in the Bible, they put that in your face for a reason. When they name any woman, they always say the wife of, the wife of, the wife of. They put that in your head, letting you stripping the title from this woman, just letting you know that this woman was nothing but a wife, and trying to strip the title that she was a queen. She wasn't a damn wife. The king, the queen, all through the Bible, it say that the wife of, that was not that man's wife. That was that man's enemy. He was trying to take her lineage. He was trying to replace her lineage. In order for a man to rule, he had to go through the woman to be anointed or appointed king. Men didn't want to do that no more. Simple. These were not merely wives of kings, but ruling queen mothers who held the absolute authority of succession. That means that the rule of the earth was handed down to woman, to woman, to woman. Succession is, like what patriarchy do. Patriarchy hand down rule to man, to man, to man. But not at first it was woman to woman to woman. The systemic erasure of female power seen elsewhere did not penetrate the heart of Moreau. That's just another name for Nubia, y'all. Moreau, Kerma, Kush. This is all Nubia, Africa. And I don't hear nobody even say the name Moreau. These was advanced societies. Queens like Amenishiketu and Amenetar were depicted smiting enemies and leading armies equal in stature of any male consort. Who said hello? What's up, mama? Okay, I see your name now. I had to move these comments. Hello, ma. Leia? What's up, Leia? All right, we're going to go to the next slide. How many more slides we got to read? Y'all, because y'all done wore me out. I ain't even plan on being this long on here. We got like 4 more slides, it look like. Okay, maybe not, because we read this slide already, right? I thought so. The throne of the Kadaki. Okay. Display a society with a mother and king. All right, well, let's go here then. This early shift mirrored a celestial coup described in the tablets of Mesopotamia. The Anunnaki, a pantheon often depicted as a council of male deities, through including figures like Enna, who was later demoted. Now, notice how they saying through figures like Enna, because, like I was telling you, they used their accreditation through the women. They didn't just come saying like, yo, I'm such and such and I came to rule. They said, yo, I'm such and such and I know Azara. I know Enna. You know, I'm down with them too type shit. They use these women names as credit cards and then they flip the script on their ass. They just whole backstab them. Whole said, oh, no, I'm writing a different story. I'm calling it his story, which is mine. And I'm taking you out of it. Who was later demoted, are credited with establishing the kingship from heaven. This new order was distinct from the goddess-centered spirituality. It was legalistic, hierarchical, and obsessed with the genetic lineages and dominion. The 12 prophets, or patriarchal figures of later traditions, are viewed here as the inheritors of this Anunnaki template, administrators of a system designed to mediate between the common people and the divine, severing the direct connection that existed under the goddess. You see it. So, to all my Anunnaki lovers, the Anunnaki came to replace the goddess. And they was just a council of Mesopotamian men. They wasn't no fairy deities or no shit, no godly deities. I hate that. The Anunnaki influence is symbolized by the cylinder seal, an instrument of bureaucracy, ownership, and law, concepts alien to the communal, meiotic flow of the earlier now. This visual language shifted from the nurturing curves of the pottery to the rigid registered lines of the seal. I'm surprised I could read way down there. That's what's up. I had to move the comments out the way. Forcing and rewriting. I keep influencing. That's what's up. This rewriting induced a spiritual amnesia. Humanity was taught that they were created to serve the gods as laborers, rather than being kin to the stars. The order world became a psychological cage. The Anunnaki or Hyksos paradigm emphasized the barrier or limit, often associated with the earth principle of Geb in a restrictive sense, over the feminine or over the infinite expanse of Nut. Now notice how the literary saying infinite expanse. The earth extends and expands, extends and expands, extends and expands. And in a sin why it's doing this. So we dealing with an infinite earth here, y'all. It's only 6 continents where men rule. And they created this barrier or this limit. But that barrier and that limit is only in our mind, y'all. And I'm going to show y'all all this. Nut. Okay. By controlling the story of the beginning, they control the perception of the end, transforming the natural cycle of stellar return into a fearful journey, requiring their specific passwords and priesthoods to navigate. So what it's saying is, shit, it was once a time to where we knew of our origins. It was once a time where we was navigating the universe, the solar system. It was a once upon a time where we knew that the stars was our inhabitants. But then these people that call themselves the 12 prophets, the Hyksos, the Anunnaki, they came and they changed all that perception of reality for the future later generations to come. So this, for the future later generations to come, created a spiritual amnesia. So now when we look at the stars, we don't recognize the stars Now when we look at the Milky Way galaxy, we don't recognize the Milky Way galaxy as a home, as an origin, as a place to journey, spiritual journey. You see what the literary say. To a fearful journey, transform this natural cycle of stellar return into a fearful journey. If you talk about going to Antarctica, beyond Antarctica with people, or the firmament, 29% of people gonna be like, oh man, dinosaurs and aliens and giraffes. Oh, what's something gonna get me? Oh, but I'm scared. I'm scared of that journey. I'm scared to go to Antarctica. Why is you scared? That shit was induced. That shit was induced. What is you scared of? Ain't it woolly mammoths out there? Like, what? The original Destiny swap. I like that. I like that. That is what that is, huh? I need to use that. I like that. I never used that before. I like that. You don't mind if I use that? Steal that? Yeah, the memory survives in the symbolism of the now. This is true. This is how I'm able to share all this with y'all, man. I would not be able to find this information out just going to Google and just typing in some shit. You got to go to Google and type in some shit and then put according to the Nile Valley, according to Napata, Naquata, Meroe, Kerma, Kush, Anatolia. You have to put one or all of these things in. If you don't, if you just ask patriarchy gonna give your ass a bleak, vague definition. And that's why we don't know shit. Yet the memory survives in the symbolism of the Nile. The Ankh, the Dejat, and the Tayat, knot of Isis, remain as keys to the older wisdom. To break the spell of amnesia is to remember that the Council of Men and their 12 delegates are but a recent overlay on a far more ancient truth. The return to Mayat is not a revolution of force, but a restoration of memory. Realigning the spirit with original unsevered cord connecting the earth child to the sky mother. I love it. So we can see why women affiliated themselves with the sky and why they are the sky goddesses. You got the sky goddess Nut, the sky goddess Isis, the Hathor. You know, you got all these sky goddesses. And it makes sense why women would identify themselves with the sky because their civilizations is beyond the sky. I'm finna sign out, y'all. Matriarchs rising. I got another comment. What you say down here? Pride form art. Please use it. Glad I could offer something of value. Oh, definitely. The original Destiny swap. I like that. Alright, man, I've been chopping it up with y'all going on 2 hours. Everybody there, stay active. Much appreciated. Love. And spread this message. I hate to, be one of them people that be like, but yeah, this legit. Spread the message. Spread the message. So people can wake up. And just the idea of people waking up, that changes our perception of reality. You get it? So it ain't like we got to do nothing phenomenal. We ain't got to do nothing but to change our perception of reality, and reality will change. That's simple. When we change our perception of reality, we could conduct these spiritual journeys. We can go beyond the firmament. We can go beyond Antarctica. We can go beyond the unascended mountains. I think it's pretty profound that we got 5 holy mountains. And don't nobody know what's beyond them. But yet they ascend beyond the sky. That people know that much. People know that they disappear into the sky, but they don't know where they lead to. And it's just, ironic that they just so happen to be the holy mountains. People done went on the Himalayas and did this mountain, that mountain, and all this. Maybe even Mount Sinai. But I'm finna show y'all how it's unascended mountains that lead to the firmament. I'm finna show y'all how beyond Antarctica lead to the firmament. I'm finna show y'all all this. It's easy for me to show y'all this because I've been knowing it and doing this for some while. I'm just not no social media dude. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting more familiar. I'm getting a little bit more savvy with holding my phone and talking to the camera. That just seems so lame to me. It's just not my style. I don't see how people do it, like selfies and all that. But I gotta put me to the side because it's a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? This is a sacrifice. This is hard for me to do. This is why I go live like once every 2 months. My last live was literally 8 weeks ago. And I want to go live with y'all, but I got to talk to a phone. Like, I don't know, man. It just ain't me. So this is why I never really wanted to teach. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just got to accept me for me and understand that me and the knowledge is apart. So just take the knowledge for what it is. Me, you ain't got to take me. Just take the knowledge. Everybody that tapped in, much love, much appreciation. I cannot tell y'all when I'm going to tap back in with y'all, but what I can tell y'all is I'm going to stay active on this page with posting these videos for y'all to share and break the psychological locks. You know what I'm saying? I can tell y'all that. And I'm finna post something after I get off this live. I got some more shit for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Straight drop, straight smoke. You ain't getting it nowhere else. Matriarchs rising.